Seattle Sports on 710 is your radio home for the Seattle Mariners.
Back, and over the wall for a home run!
Every home run, every strikeout, every Mariners win.
Swing and a miss and a slider, strike three, and it's over.
And catch the game on your smartphone. Download the Seattle Sports app to stream the radio broadcast of every Mariners game.
Goodbye, baseball! A walk-off two-run home run!
Seattle Sports is your home for the Mariners.
Welcome, everybody, to Lake Stevens High School and a WIAA 4A football playoff game. And it's there you see in purple, the home team, the Lake Stevens Vikings, the number 6 seed against the Mead Panthers from the Greater Spokane League, the number 11 seed. We'll take a quick break. We have the guard here. We're getting ready for kickoff. It's Mead and Lake Stevens, the Panthers and the Vikings when we come back.
When you buy tires at Les Schwab, you're getting more than just tires. You're getting America's best tire warranty, 60-day satisfaction guarantee, no hassle road hazard protection, and free maintenance for the life of your tires. So if something happens to your tire on the road, we'll fix it, or we'll replace it, no questions asked. Other places make you pay extra for that kind of protection, but at Les Schwab, it's included with every set of tires, because more warranty means less worry, and nobody stands by their tires like Les Schwab. Get more from Les.
Welcome back here to the state playoff. I tell you, 2 teams have punched their ticket to the final 8 here, and we're waiting. Scott Ohsman joined along with Rich Bardue, Steve Hannon, Ron the Wedge Henthorn. We'll start with you, Rich, as we see the teams line up here for the national anthem. I guess are we gonna stay here? We're going to stay here and talk right through it. You see white in the white uniforms, the visiting Mead Panthers out of the Greater Spokane League. 9-1 overall, 6-1 league. Only lost to the Gonzaga Prep, who's also in the tourney. And Rich Bardue, I'll start with you. You've watched a little bit about these teams. They're kind of a mirror quarterback, running back matchup here today.
Yeah, Lake Stevens.
Yeah. All right, something's going on with your mic. We'll go to Steve Hannon here. Coach Hannon, can we hear you?
I don't know.
Yes, we can. We can.
All right.
So we got a matchup of 2 outstanding quarterbacks, 2 outstanding running backs, and we'll work on Rich's mic here. But this is kind of what we get in this time of year, a little bit of a mirror images of each other.
Yeah, sometimes. Yeah, teams are successful because of reasons, right? You got good offensive weapons, you got a good quarterback, a good running back, you got a good chance of being successful, and here they are.
And now we'll go back. Rich, your mic seems to be working now. Rich, talk about a little bit these 2 teams.
Yeah, we got quarterback and running back strength. Both teams are very good at the as well.
We lose Rich again?
Yeah, we're working on Rich's mic. Let me go. So yeah, Colt Mattson, the premier. He's already won a state title. Let's just talk about Lake Stevens. They are the Kansas City Chiefs somewhat of 4A Wesco. Here as they're going for a three-peat, Rich Bardue. They are going for a three-peat, won 2 national titles, been in that game 4 out of the last 5 years.
Yeah, very, very difficult to do just to win 1 state championship, obviously, but to be going for 3 is pretty telling about the program that they have here at Lake Stevens, that's for sure. But now we're in the playoffs. Hey, it's anybody's game when you get to this point.
Lake Stevens kicking off. And when you talk about Mead, it's all about their quarterback, senior number 3, J.J. Lehman. He can run and he can throw. Had a game, he had 558 yards rushing between him and number 5 in white, Keegan Mallon, the 5'10", 190 senior, and we are ready for football. Glad you're with us here on STSPN. Playoff football presented by Les Schwab Tire, and here's the kick. And it's taken around the 10-yard line up to the 20, and he's going to go down there as Matthew McShane, the 5'11 senior, and that is where the Mead Panthers will start.
It looks like he was a little tentative with his footing out there. I think it might take a few plays for the kids to get used to the turf being wet.
It is rainy, cold, exactly like you like it, Rich Bardue. This is Pacific Northwest playoff football weather, isn't it?
Hey, defensive coaches love the rain. Offensive coaches stare at the ceiling at 2 a.m. about the rain.
1st and 10. And the handoff on the near side goes to James Fromm, and Fromm is a big-time player for them, 5'8 senior. We're going to see a lot of number 23 in white.
Yeah, fly sweep to the left, and pretty good job by Mead up front blocking that. He definitely had a nice running lane there.
Yeah, you got the edge. When you give up the edge, you're going to give up yards.
2nd and 5 on this first series here for the Mead Panthers. Came over from Spokane last night, and that we're going to get a procedure call as number 72 got a little excited. Andrew Aitken, the 6'1 line. Rich, let's talk about the Mead offensive line. They are big, they are athletic, and they are strong.
Yeah, they absolutely are. So that's going to be a challenge. I think this game, with the weather the way it is going to really be one in the trenches. So whichever team controls the trenches is probably going to come away with the win today.
Now starting again, 2nd and 10. JJ Lehman looks to his right, swings it out low, incomplete. Trying to go to Mallon. Are they going to say it was a live ball? No.
Yeah, I think that ball was backwards. I think that might be considered a lateral there. Yep.
You wonder how much the weather's playing in these early first couple of plays. I mean, that ball went right down to the ground to the foot of the receiver.
Leaves him at 3rd and 10. Go down and check in here in a minute with our Ron the Wedge Henthorn here on STSPN. Glad you're with us here. Early going, the home crowd starting to get excited. 1st 3rd down. JJ, and he gets it complete across to big number 20, Garrett Miller, the 6'3 junior, but that's not enough for a 1st down.
Really good job by Lake Stevens there. They're going to give him 5 yards, but they're not going to give him a 1st down, and now Mead is going to have to punt the ball away.
So
I'm sorry, but
go ahead.
Again, it looked like the weather had the quarterback had a hard time getting a hold of that ball when he threw it. He kind of shot put it out there for that completion.
Lehman also does the punting duties. And right now, nobody back for Lake Stevens. It is slippery. It is wet. The punt is off, and they're just going to let it bounce.
Yeah, I talked to you about that a little bit before the game, Scott, about how you don't really necessarily want a receiver on punt return with the weather like this. I mean, why take the chances? Dead ball, just stay away from it and take your chances on the offensive side. Too many bad things. Momentum changes can happen if that the player catching the ball on a punt fumbles it or mishandles it.
Lake Stevens coming off the win over Tahoma 56-24, and the Panthers coming off the win 31-10 over Eastmount. They forced 6 turnovers in that game, and that's we talked to both head coaches. They do not want to turn the ball over. 1st and 10 here for Colton Matson, the senior. And he's going to pitch it right to Jayshon Lamar. And the coveted senior running back will just get a couple on the far side.
Wow, the defensive end for Mead, number 72. He saw that tackle pull to the outside on that toss play, and he fought his way to the edge. That was pretty impressive defense right there. Is that a 1-yard gain? So that was
just really 2nd and 9. And you'll see Colton Matson again, already a title under his belt. He rolls near side, goes over, in and out of the hands, and that could be the weather. Good coverage there as well. Trying to go to number 18, Max Cook, and that's the freshman who's gotten a lot of play lately.
Yeah, I mean, it was actually a pretty good route. There was a little bit of a window there. Pretty good coverage on Mead's part, but there was a window to complete that. But weather like this, they gotta really focus on catching that ball first, so not a bad throw, that's for sure.
Good coverage by Braden Powers for Mead, and here they are, 3rd and 9. Both teams just feeling each other out. Matson back. Now he'll flip it over to Jay Sean. Lamar slips one tackle, but nothing more, and the Mead Panthers are coming to play. Big number 72, Cooper Dane, 6'5", 240.
Just a fantastic job by the strong safety. He doesn't make the play, but he turns the play back inside for all of his buddies. 72 again, running down the line of scrimmage.
That was Chase Plute, 7 for White Mead, and now looks like Lake Stevens, 4th and 8. They usually do a quick kick here. Lamar in motion. Now they're looking for a whistle. And now he'll step back. Both quarterbacks being the punters, and they have nobody back either. And it'll drop around the 25, 26-yard line. So you guys both coached on defense, on offense. You just want to wait those first series, right, Rich, to see what they're going to do?
Yeah, a little bit. I mean, so far both defenses are kind of playing a little bit better than the offenses at this point in the game. So, first kind of round of 16 playoff game, they got to settle down a little bit each side. But, yeah, so far, I mean, the defenses are dominating.
It's got a Ron, the Wedge Henthorn. Ron, are you there?
Hey, I'm down here in the cold and the rain and the wind, man. It's great down here tonight, but it's a football game, and I'm sucking on the Mead drink here tonight.
All right. As he hands it off to number 5, Keegan Mallon, who's got a ton of yards, 227 yards on the ground just in one game versus Mount Spokane. And that's their dynamic duo is number 3 and number 5, and he picks up 3.
Doesn't look like a super big kid, number 5. How tall is he? What's his stature?
Yeah, number 5, just 5'10", 190, the senior. That's Keegan Mallon, the running back.
Which means he's really about 5'8". He's about 165 pounds.
Come on, you guys never did that, program height and weight. Crowd getting into it. 2nd and 7 from their own 29. JJ sends in motion. Is he going to keep it? No, he hands it off. That's Thomas around the right side, and he'll get some good yardage, and he's going to get a Mead first down, our first of the game.
Yeah, basically, I mean, it's kind of more or less a little bit of a different play, but it ended up ultimately being like a jet sweep to the right, and, good job by Mead's offensive line of getting him the edge. So good play, great play.
And Mead coming out in more of a power I formation look out of the shotgun, like, okay, we tried to throw the ball in the last series, we didn't like it. Let's run the ball a little bit, see if we can't get some yards.
As they look over, 6-year head coach for Mead, Keith Stamps, after 17 years at Deer Park. Got these kids in the playoffs. JJ gets it off again to Keegan. This time the Lake Stevens Vikings are right there, and they're big up front. As always, the returning state champions, and Caden Blanchard, 54, part of that.
Someone's still.
And we got a hurt Viking.
Yeah, Mead was doing a bunch of motion before the snap there, and Lake Stevens did a great job just staying home and playing disciplined defense.
Inside linebackers just filled the way that you coach inside linebackers to fill.
Ron, it's wet and cold, but it looks like the fans they don't care here. They're used to this.
Pizza and hot dogs.
Well, the fans love it down here. There's quite a few Mead people on the far side of the field over there. On the Viking side, there's quite a few Mead people didn't go out in the rain. Good turnout from Mead tonight.
Yeah, over there on the far side. That's Keegan Howard, number 7, the hurt player, and you do not want him to have any issues. They're already beat up enough. There are the Lake Stevens Vikings. He is a key cog, not only defense, but also offense, one of their big-time receivers, leading receiver there for the offense as well. Here we go. 2nd and 9. Ball at the Mead 40. JJ back. Lehman, he's going to go down.
Really good job, the Lake Stevens defense. They had all the receivers covered. Nobody doing anything special. Everyone just doing their job and no place for the quarterback to go.
Doherty gets there first.
Yeah, traditional kind of coverage sack there, and really, they didn't blitz, they didn't do anything. It was just their 4 up front linemen. So that's kind of the first time of the game so far that we've seen them fully break loose. So good sign for Lake Stevens defense.
All the big kids down there in the trenches. Sets them back now 3rd and 11. Lehman and Mallon there in the backfield. Gets it to Mallon. Mallon has to get out of traffic, and there's nowhere to go. The Vikings defense too much.
And somewhat uncharacteristically, bringing an inside linebacker to bring pressure made the running back go a different direction that he wanted to go. And then all the purple help was right there to stop him for no gain.
How about 32 in purple? The freshman, Akio Yonesaka. The 5'6", 155 freshman gets back there, Rich Bardue.
Yeah, I mean, exactly as Steve said. I mean, they sent some pressure there, and Mead was trying to do some misdirection. It just didn't work out for him.
To punt one more time. This time, Lake Stevens puts a man back there, but they say clearly nobody touch it. Blake Moser, the backup quarterback, in there, number 6 to receive, and Lake Stevens will get another try. Still feeling each other out.
And it just seems like it's just a seesaw right now.
Yes.
They start on their 30, then Lake Stevens starts on this 30, and then Mead starts on their 30, and no one's really crossed midfield yet. So excited to see what happens on this offensive series.
Yeah, I think we've only seen one first down by Mead in the game so far. So, like I said, defenses are dominating at this point.
Our officials tonight in the white hat: Steve Felker, Miles Brewer, Jim Peterson, Alan Myers, as Colton Matson gets it to Lamar. Jayshon has some room, and he's up to the second level. He'll cross just to the 45, and it's going to be close to a Lake Stevens first down.
Yeah, first down Lake Stevens. So second one of the game, first one for Lake Stevens, and just a simple, zone run up the middle, line of scrimmage on Lake Stevens' side. Did a great job opening up the hole there.
It didn't look like there was a lot of room, but he found his way through there.
5:52 left to go here in this first quarter. No score. And they hand it off to Lamar. Lamar cuts through and he drags a couple Panthers with him for a nice gain of 8 on first down.
Yeah, they're finding some running lanes right up the middle of the at this point.
Yeah, we'll see if Mead shifts a little bit. They were shifting in that first defensive series, the defensive linemen. The last 2 plays, they'd stand pat. So let's see if they start moving around, try to confuse the offensive line a little bit.
Lane is held up for a second here. Jayshon Lamar over 1,100 yards in this season, 18 touchdowns. As they spin around, Lamar gets it, but he's met with a wall of Panthers. That deception didn't work.
Yeah, that's pretty, not basic, but kind of their bread and butter counter trap play that Lake Stevens ran there, and the defensive end on Mead's side just really held his own there big time and shut that down.
And they're pulling both guard and tackle on that, Coach, right?
Correct.
So it takes a few seconds for that play to develop, and just too much penetration for the guys in white.
Yeah, it becomes tough if that outside, DN just holds his ground there, which he did there. Did a great job.
Yeah.
Here we go, 3rd and 3, big down on the early part of this game for Lake Stevens. Lake Stevens gets it over, and Jayshon cannot handle it. It'll bring up 4th down. I was just about to say, not a lot of passing tried here with the weather.
And this will be interesting, the decision here for Lake Stevens. Do they decide to go, is it 4th down and 3 from over the 50? Decision, right, punt it, pin them down there a little bit, or go for it here? What do you think?
Yeah, I think they're going to probably go for it. I mean, their defense has been playing well, so I would, at this point, probably take a chance, and traditionally they do tend to go for it on 4th down.
That's what there.
We are looking at that. There's Lamar to the right, now sent in motion. And Matson's going to take it himself right up the gut, and he's got plenty of room and more. A Vikings first down finally ripped to the carpet to the 20-yard line, the biggest play so far in this game, and it's Colton Matson.
Yeah, I think that ended up being a trap up in the middle of the offensive line. Looked like it to me anyway, and that is a very difficult play to defend when you clear out and go basically empty. So great play call, great timing of it, so it worked out really well for Lake Stevens.
Yeah, what a gutsy call, too, on 4th and 3 to run the ball with your quarterback up the pipe.
186 yards on the ground for Colton Matson, 4 touchdowns coming into today's contest. In business in the red zone, Matson, he'll flip it. This time, Not Lamar, number 23. A nice gain on first down, and that's Jay Farrell, the sophomore, do everything back.
Yeah, just a simple outside zone play there, and he just found a little crease and picked up, about 6 yards. So Lake Stevens is definitely having some success on the ground right now.
And yeah, the defense did a good job on that play, getting into the offensive lineman and stringing it out, but it was the power of the Lake Stevens guys up front just kept moving them backwards, and that gave them the 5 yards.
Farrell back there still, number 23 in the purple. Colton Matson with the big run so far. He gets it back to Farrell. Farrell has a seam. Can he get in there? And they're going to say he's down at the 1 yard line, almost our first touchdown.
God, is that just straight inside zone right there?
I'd have to look at the replay. It might have been a trap again. Let's see here. Yeah, it was a trap. So basically, it's a trap up front, and that's the same basic blocking scheme that they had earlier in the game on the 4th down play.
Big 76 coming through. Ashton Kosh, 6'2", senior on that front line. Now here from inches, right on the doorstep with 3 minutes left to go in the first quarter. And they give it to Lamar, and he's in. Vikings, touchdown. And he breaks the seal here for the scoring in this state playoff.
Yeah, Lake Stevens' offensive line is definitely starting to make their presence known here. Great job up front. Again, they ran trap there again, and opening up big holes. So, again, Lake Stevens' offensive line starting to kind of make their presence known. Very well coached and talented group, and that is a strength of their team.
Yeah, and Coach Try has always done a great job of finding a play that works and sticking with it until the defense takes it away from them.
Longtime head coach Tom Try here. Lucas Mooring on for the extra try. Snap is good. The hold is good. The kick is up, and that is good as well. With 2:55 left to go in the first quarter, it is state playoff football here on STSPN, presented by Les Schwab Tires. 7-0 Vikings. And here we go in. There's an update. Arlington in the third quarter, as you're seeing here, playing right now. Arlington up 21-6 over Graham Kapowsin. It has been all Arlington Eagles with 11:50.
McDaniel's Do-It Center is located in beautiful Snohomish, Washington. Locally owned and operated for over 40 years, they are proud to provide the Snohomish Valley with exceptional hardware, tools, lawn and garden, and sporting goods products. Their commitment to delivering legendary customer service and their outstanding employees continue to make McDaniel's the best and one of the most recognized Do-It-Best centers in the nation. Stop by and experience for yourself the difference between McDaniel's and the big box stores. Discover why so many people are choosing to shop at McDaniel's.
Back here, Scott Ohsman, Rich Bardue, Steve Hannon, Ron the Wedge Henthorn with you here. Glad you're with us for playoff football. Just 14 teams left now. Camus and Kennedy in, and it's taken from Mead, getting up through the 20. A nice run back there by number 8, again, Matthew McShane, the 5'11 senior.
This will be interesting as Mead comes out now down by a touchdown. And last time they came out, they kind of went to the run game a little bit with some success early on. Let's see if they come out in a run-heavy formation again. It looks like they are.
Well, the rain has let up a little bit down here, you guys, so you might look for a little more passing out of Mead.
They get it on. Great job. Thank you, Keegan. They get the handoff, and there's not much. Second effort pops him forward a little bit. They'll give him 1 or 2 for Keegan Mallon.
Yep. Old school power eye type of run there, and not much success for Mead.
Lake Stevens up front right there just completely stonewalled the offensive line for Mead, and there wasn't much room for the youngster to run.
Mead out of the Greater Spokane. Arlington scores again, but back here live, it's Keegan gets the ball right up Broadway one more time for 1 or 2.
And that looked like the same play that Lake Stevens ran very successfully down the field on the opposite side. Mead tries a little power run as well, and Lake Stevens does a very good job of shutting that down.
Yeah, they're just staying home, staying disciplined on that front line of Lake Stevens, that's for sure. And Mead's offensive line struggling with it. They're not really finding much success as they did there the last possession.
3rd and 6. J.J. Lehman, he fakes it. Now he gets it around the corner. A miss and a possible yes of Mead. First down, number 23. That's James Fromm one more time.
Yeah, Mead basically faked the dive up front. There was a A-gap blitz looking like they were coming to Lake Stevens, and then took advantage of the opening on the edge there. So great play call, great execution by Mead.
And that's where they found some success against Lake Stevens defense today, is just getting around the edge. Not as much up the middle, but the speed around the edge so far has been fruitful for them.
Only one loss to Gonzaga Prep in league. They hand it off again to Keegan. Keegan, though, shuffles his way almost to another Panther first down.
Yeah, a straight zone running up the middle there, and Keegan just kept his feet moving, and the offensive line, all of a sudden I make the comment that they're struggling a little bit here, and all of a sudden Mead's offensive line is making their presence known a little bit.
Yeah, they heard you. They heard you, Coach. They didn't like it.
So Mead in business now into Vikings territory. They fake the handoff. Here comes Lehman. Near side, he can run. He's a big-time dual threat, and he will run inside the 30-yard line to the 29. Another Mead Panther first down.
Yeah, nothing really special there. It just broke down with a coverage, basically good coverage on Lake Stevens' part, but man, he took advantage of a little bit of a crease to the outside. Cornerback actually had outside contain on Lake Stevens, but his athleticism just kind of beat that there. So great job by Lehman on that run.
Yeah, when you have a quarterback that can run like that, you can send one receiver route. Only one receiver went out with 3 purple shirts all around him.
Here we go. This time they get it to Keegan. Mallon takes it over the left side. Not much there, maybe a yard. Good defense by the Vikings. Number big 56 in there. Braden Doherty, you'll hear his name all day long.
And, Coach, you hit it right on the head. Lake Stevens just doing a really good job up front, doing what they're supposed to do, taking on the outside shoulder of the offensive lineman and staying right in their gaps. It's making it tough on me to run up in there.
Yeah, Coach Leonard does a great job with Lake Stevens' defensive line as far as just fundamental play.
Mm-hmm. They're playing well right now.
This time some motion here. Fromm in motion. Fakes the handoff. Lehman up front, and he's ripped down. Big number 74 sees him coming and takes care of him. That's Luke Baird for Lake Stevens. Another couple sets up 2nd and 8, as that is first quarter business. We go to the second. Lake Stevens Vikings, can they get 3?
We got a flag on the field.
Oh, we do have a flag, and we're going to actually go and show you a little of that Arlington-Graham Kapowsin game, as Graham Kapowsin right now with the ball down 28-6, just under 10 to go with a 3rd and 4 here.
Yeah, sideline warning it looks like against Lake Stevens. So I can't remember on high school rule. That's just a warning, the first one. Is that right, Coach?
That's correct.
Yep. Seeing some bonus coverage here. Graham Kapowsin.
Is that Coach Try down there on the edge? Yeah, it looks like that one might have been on Coach Try.
Hey, man, it's playoff football. Get a little excited, get a little wound up, wanting to coach his kids up. So it happens, but now you got to stay disciplined with that.
Let's talk about that for a second. So Kennedy Catholic, the number 4 seed, they take care of Richland, the Bombers, one of the greatest nicknames of all time, 49-7. So they're into the final 8. And then Camas took care of Curtis. We had Curtis against Glacier Peak last week on STSPN. What a football team. But, boy, the Camas, the Papermakers, take care of business 41-6, so they're on to the next round. And so far, we got a ton of games going around the state in 4A, 3A, every classification. But I tell you, how are you going to beat the Papermakers?
Dude, that Camas team must be good. I haven't seen them play at all, but the Curtis team that we saw handle Glacier Peak, yes. That looked like a pretty good football
yes.
team. And if Camas just blew their doors off like that, they must be really talented.
I was watching or paying attention. There was a couple interceptions, critical turnovers, and that's always will get you. But here we go. Panthers in business, down 7-0. Fake the handoff. Now Fromm, left side, corner, one guy to meet, jukes him, gets across the 15 into the 13. And Fromm finds his way, and a good gain for the Panthers.
Yeah, I mean, again, what they're doing is basically faking dive up inside, holding the inside linebackers on Lake Stevens' defense, and then finding success back to the edge. So Lake Stevens' defense is going to have to make an adjustment on that. I mean, they got to stay home, but they're having some success, like you said, Coach, getting to the outside, getting to the edge.
Yeah, it looked like the defensive end for Lake Stevens there was on some kind of pinch, which would tell me the inside backer is supposed to fill in that C gap, and he just wasn't there fast enough.
Probably staying home for that inside dive.
Yeah, I bet you're right. That's exactly what happened.
1st and 10 still for the Panthers. JJ back, finally goes over the middle, caught, touchdown, Mead Panthers!
Wow.
It is Matthew McShane on the other end, a pretty ball, plenty of time, and just like that, the Panthers strike.
Yeah, he had pressure right in his face when he threw that ball, and it was a great ball with not a huge to put that into. Pretty good coverage on Lake Stevens' side, but better execution by Mead on that. So, boom, all of a sudden they make this PAT. We got 7-7 here, and we got ourselves a ball game.
That was an impressive play by that quarterback.
Damiano on for the extra kick. Donovan of the Damianos, the junior. The hold looks good. The kick is up, and it is good. And we have a tie ball game here with 11:16 left in the second quarter. We'll be back right after this. You're watching high school playoff football on STSPN.
In 1934, Bickford Ford opened their doors in Snohomish, Washington, and they've been an active part of the community ever since. So when you're looking for a new Ford truck, SUV, or hybrid, or if you want to take advantage of your current car's value, start at the place you can trust, the one that's been around for 89 years and is Western Washington's #1 volume Ford dealership. Family-owned Bickford Ford on Bickford Avenue in Snohomish or online at bickford.net.
Back here, Scott Ohsman, Rich Bardue, Steve Hannon, and Ron the Wedge Henthorn. Ron, you're on the home sideline, but the mood has to be a little bit better there, but we're all tied up.
Definitely all tied up here, and the Mead passing game finally came into play here, and we're off on this kickoff, little short kickoff.
It's going to take right at the 28-yard line. And Trayson Pester with the return number 5 for the Vikings. And now you think, I'll start with you, Coach Bardue. Do you think the offense is comfortable now? They've seen what Mead's going to throw at them?
Yeah, I mean, they probably are seeing what they're throwing at them. Probably not a lot different. I haven't seen anything, very different than what I was told would be kind of taking place today. So I think it's just a matter of settling down a little bit. First, really the first round of the state playoffs, tough weather out there, etc. So I think they have an idea what they want to do now.
Yeah, Mead is giving them different looks on the defensive side. They're shifting around.
Matson empty, looks over to get it to Lamar. Lamar gets it, tries to make a cut, makes him miss. Gets across the 50, down into the 41-yard line, and a big first down and pickup on the first play here for the Vikings.
Hey, there's a couple of different ways to get to the edge. You can run it to the edge like Mead's been doing, or you can toss the ball out there on a nice little swing pass with lots of grass there to work with. Great play by Lake Stevens.
And that was a mess from the beginning by Mead. The communication broke down. Nobody knew what they were supposed to do or where they were supposed to go. They shifted late. They had nobody in the flat, and that was just a mess.
10:44 left to go in the first half here is Colton Matson. Boy, does he know how to, when the big lights are on, he knows it too. Same thing with Jayshawn Lamar. Lamar got a lot of time in that state championship game last year. His brother the year before that, and he bowls forward for another Vikings first down.
There's that counter tray, Coach, that you were talking about.
Yeah, it's basically they call it a G play, but you're pulling the backside guard, and it's almost like the old school lead play, but that guard becomes the fullback. So Yeah, they're finding some success with that up front. That's for sure. Like Stevens is.
Yeah, that tackle trailing right up into the hole. You have a lead blocker. If you can't run that down from the backside, you could be in trouble. And Lake Stevens having some success with that right now.
1st and 10 now on the Mead 31-yard line. Lamar in motion. Matson back, steps up, still looking. Now he's going to tuck it and run, and he'll make a couple, but he's quickly brought down there by the Panthers, and that's number 30, Maddox Mead.
A lot of pressure up front by Mead's defensive line right there, right out of the gate. So it was a pretty tough situation for Matson there.
He's a better athlete, I think, than he gets credit for sometimes, because he's such a good job with the offense and just running the offense and delivering the ball. But he can run too.
2nd and 4 now at the Mead 27-yard line. And they do hand it off. And that's number 23, who has been big, Jay Farrell. But we got a flag. And Coach Hannon already calling it up here. He's our own Mike Pereira.
Just based on the official that threw the flag, that's usually a hold in the backfield.
100%.
Oh, wait.
Illegal hands to the face mask on the defense.
Oh, it could be that.
Go, Ronnie.
Yeah, it's kind of like the yellow flags are kind of dry down here today. That's only the second one we've seen all day.
Yes. Let's hope we keep it that way.
Those guys showed up here. They're getting paid too. We better start seeing some action from some officials down there.
Brings them up to the 16-yard line. They'll have still 1st and 10. And this time Lamar, number 17, right to the right of Matson. Give it to Lamar. Lamar cuts up inside the 10, and here come the Vikings about to strike one more time.
Yeah, same play, just basically pulling backside, running it as a G play up the middle, and they're having a lot of success with that right now. And the way Mead's defensive line, they were kind of shifted over there and kind of left that natural gap there. So we'll see if they make an adjustment on that, because that's what's going on right now, is there's kind of a natural gap being formed there.
Again, Mead on the tackle there along with some others as we're back to live action. Lamar, can he get another one? Goes to the corner, hits him, and goes in. Lamar with his 2nd touchdown, and he's fired up.
That time, Lake Stevens pulled their backside guard and tackle and had a lot of running room out there to the edge. Great play by Lamar, keep his feet going and get in the end zone.
Yeah, it looked like nobody really set the edge. They just headed that direction, and they just all careened into the end zone there, at the end. So definitely that was a beautiful drive by Lake Stevens, and Mead searching for answers a little bit now on defense.
Mead only giving up 14 points average a game, so something's got to give. Same thing with the Vikings only giving up 15, but we could have a track meet here as Lucas Mooring on for the extra point. High snap, gets it down, the kick is up, and it is good. So with 8:19 left here, finally offensive. We have punt, now we got it rolling. 14-7 Vikings.
Hey there, laddie. Do you have a fallen tree or a forgotten log? Do you have some old wood planks that'll have a story I'd like to tell? Great. They'll mill it, prepare it, and finish the wood for your unique project. Let them take your storied old wood and turn it into a world-class piece of art. Grit, handcrafted, is something that will be treasured for a lifetime.
That's been their base anyway.
That's a great, we used to call that Magnum. But.
Oh, it is a coaching clinic here as we come out of the break, breaking down that touchdown here. Coach Bardue and Coach Hannon. The Vikings up 14-7. They're going to kick it off here as it's going to roll, and that's going to be Landon Thomas. Rather, Matthew McShane, 8, gets it, the return. He'll get it up to the 30. Not bad field position for both teams here as they start.
Yeah, I mean, it's just like even there, Mead's back receiver or back return person just taking that extra little half a second to make sure he's got control of the ball after Lake Stevens squibbed it and tried to get it as wet as they could to him. So both teams are kind of doing that with their special teams, trying to create turnovers by getting the ball wet.
There's that two-back look again from Mead.
J.J. Lehman now, he takes it, he gets it to Keegan. Nothing there, absolutely sandwiched. Right back, nothing doing there is big number 54. We've called his name, Caden Blanchard there.
That was a fantastic play. He came from the top side straight down the line of scrimmage, did not over-penetrate and get up the field. He went right down the line of scrimmage and made the play. And it was going to be a good play if he doesn't make it.
Absolutely. Play side linebacker kind of took on that lead blocker, and then he was there to clean up the runner. Just excellent, disciplined defense by Lake Stevens there.
2nd and 9 at their own 31. Keegan tries to find a sliver of running room there, and he does, and it's a nice gain. He'll set him up 3rd and short.
Yeah, kind of the same concept there, but that time Mead's offensive line got to level 2 a little bit better and got into the pads of Lake Stevens linebackers, and there's your result, right? You pick up 8 yards.
And they moved it out one gap to the right. They went from B to C gap to find a little success there.
Ooh, bunch. This is the heavy package here.
Sure is.
And they're going to go Wildcat right to Keegan as they had 3rd and 2. They think they got it.
That's
Vikings
close.
think it's 4th. And it's going to be a Panther first down.
Boy, not by much. They had 3 extra blockers over there, and Lake Stevens stood them up.
Ronnie, how do you like that spot?
I think the spot was really good. I think it was crazy about the way they lined that up for the run there, though. I never seen that before.
It's a lot of players right there, right where they were running.
Come on, Ronnie. You were playing when they had leather helmets. They did that all the time. Handoff and 3 yards in a bowl of dust, isn't it?
Bowl of dust? What's a bowl of dust?
Maybe a cloud.
Cloud of dust.
There you go.
It's time number 2 gets it. He breaks out. Here he goes. Bardue Max to the touchdown. Oh, my. A 60-yard run. Max Fagau, 5'10 junior.
Yeah, he had tons of running room there. I mean, that was Mead's version of basically counter trap. They pulled their backside guard and tackle and had all sorts of running room there, and he just took it to the house.
And that was a cloud of rain there, Scott.
That was.
Rubber pellets coming up behind him.
Oh, my, and do we have a ball game. A big play there by the Mead Panthers. His first carry of the game, and he rips off a 60-yard tutty. Kick is up, and the kick is good as Donovan Damiano ties it up once again. What a ball game with 6:26 left to go in the first half. Let's check in on Arlington and Graham Kapowis, and we'll see if we can get some other state playoff games in the 4A for you. As you're watching on your screen, Arlington still putting them on them. 2:13 left in the third, 28-6. Up there, and this is being played at Arlington, just actually not very far from where we are.
Can that Arlington squad make a splash in this year's 4A playoffs after the run they've had at the 3A level the last few years? Really interesting. And, coming in and beat Lake Stevens, a couple of weeks ago. That must have been Lake Stevens' first Westco loss in
a long time. They haven't won it. Yeah, it was a 3-way tie for Westco 4A, which hasn't happened in years.
Yeah, the last time, let's see. Yeah, it's been definitely a while. I think it was basically around 2012, right in that area. So 12 years.
Wow, what a run. That is amazing to say. Hey, how did Jackson do anyway? I didn't.
Jackson lost their first round, but congratulations to Jackson for getting back to the playoffs for the first time in many, many years. Another Wesco 4A team over here on the west side.
Coach Siddick doing a great job at Jackson. Just rebuilt it from nothing, from scratch. Great job.
Donovan Damiano, the junior, sets to kick it off. And again, he's going for that short squibber. It's picked up by the up man. There's whistles here, though.
Knee touched the ground, so I think that's dead ball right there.
You know what, Coach? I wonder when we see the replay, it looked like another Lake Stevens kid waved his hand like it was going to be a fair catch, but he's not the one that caught it. The kid behind him caught it. I wonder if the officials watch.
Here's a look. Pester 5 catches it.
I think I don't know what the rule is. If one kid signals fair catch, does that mean it's dead right where the other kid catches it, or does the kid catching it have to call a fair catch? I've just never seen that before.
Well, bottom line is it's dead now at the 31-yard line.
You're such a bottom line type of guy.
Hey, listen, cloud of dust, or, dust, Western Washington. Dust. Yeah, dust, Western Washington, November. That just none of it computes.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on here today.
That's my bad. 1st and 10 nonetheless here for the Vikings. Tie game. Colton Maxson, now he's going to pitch it. It's Farrell one more time, and there's a flag. And probably looking for a hold there.
Yeah, 72, the defensive end for Mead just doing a great job. And the offensive lineman for Lake Stevens had a choice to make. Either I hold this guy or he's going to make the play. And he was hoping not to get called, but they got him.
Yeah, pretty good battle. Heck of a job by 72 on Mead there, just setting the edge. And, offensive lineman for Lake Stevens kept his feet moving and fought, but obviously had a little bit too much jersey.
Big number, 68 Nippert, 6'1", 225 senior. We got quite a trench driving here with both teams. These are big, strong kids on both sides.
Yeah, this game was definitely going to be won or lost in the trenches. That's kind of from the scouting that I did on it. That's what I was hearing all week.
35-6 now. The Eagles of Arlington, as you're seeing in your screen, picture as we get ready to go. Bonus 4A state playoff coverage here on STSPN. Sets him up. 1st and 20 with the penalty. They get it to Farrell. Farrell slices and dices up to the original line of scrimmage.
Yeah, I'll tell you right there, to Coach's point, they've been shifting late on Mead's side. Well, they shifted their 2 inside D tackles out a little bit there pre-snap, and Lake Stevens took advantage of that of running it right up the gut.
It's just a perfect offensive call for what Mead shifted into. Just that guard pull right up the pipe. That's a quick 11 yards.
It is. Leaves him at 2nd and 8. Farrell there, the running back. Motion. Matson going to look to pass. Now goes back the other way. The screen, and that's Howard. Howard with it. Crosses the 45. Finally taken down at the mid-stripe by big number 72, Cooper Daines, but not before a big play for the Vikings, and that's a lot of times you're calling 7 Howard.
Yeah, I mean, that basically is another bread and butter play by Lake Stevens, running the tunnel screen the inside there. Great blocking by the line, getting out in front, finding guys down the field. So great execution by Lake Stevens.
No, the window dressing was beautiful by Lake Stevens there, coming left and going back right.
Keegan Howard, their leading receiver, 621 yards this season, as a handoff now with Lamar, but we got whistles and flags.
Might be defensive encroachment here.
Yeah, it looks like he's pointing to the defensive side. I think that was going to be a good play for Lake Stevens as well.
As you see the replay here, if you're just joining us, there is Max Fagau, number 2, on a 60-yard touchdown run, 3 plays into that drive to tie us up.
Ended up being a procedure call on Lake Stevens, so we got 1st and 15 now.
Boy, Lake Stevens hurting themselves on this drive, but not hurting themselves.
Yeah, they keep making up for bad choices, don't they?
Yeah, they keep getting the first downs anyway. Let's see how they overcome this adversity.
4:49 left to go in this first half, all tied at 14. Matson, now he's going to pitch it. And that's Kennard. Kennard trying to get out of trouble, but a great play there by Max Fagau, the touchdown scoring 60-yard run play, and he shows up on defense as well.
You're going to get a holding call here against Lake Stevens.
Yeah, I thought I saw that too, Coach, but I was thinking, are they going to call that one? They just called the one previous, and you offensive line coaches are like, they're not going to call them all. Just grab them whenever you can.
What are you going to say, Ronnie?
I was going to say that it was definitely a clear call. He's held on to him right in front of the referee there.
Well, I'll tell you, number 2 for Mead can run, because I thought Lake Stevens had some room out there for a second, and he shut that door in a hurry.
Yeah, I mean, that play blew up. I mean, the holding call, just a defensive pressure from the defensive line of Mead really blew that up.
So 1st and 25 now, back at their own 35-yard line. Lamar in motion. Matson. Plenty of time. Now he's going to release it, trying to go down to Deshaun. Lamar, does he stay in bounds? He catches it, and it's going to be, they're going to get it all back for a Lake Stevens first down. They'll put him out around the 27-yard line. What a play.
Yeah, Lamar running out on a wheel route, and basically Matson just waiting for him to clear into the hole that was going to be available. Just a perfect ball and great catch. So, but Lake Stevens cannot keep putting themselves into this, 1st and 20, 1st and 25. Eventually that's going to catch up to you. They got to clean things up a little bit here.
Braden Harvey there had good coverage, 33 for Mead, but he literally dropped it in. Huge pickup. 1st and 10 now at the Mead 28. Give it to Farrell. Farrell can't squeeze out of trouble there, and Mead puts him down. Once again, Max Fagau on the played big today.
He's got quick feet. Oh, the run. He's a jitterbug.
Farrell, made something out of absolutely nothing there. Howard, 20, 15, breaks a tackle, bowls over a Panther, and he gets down to the 7.
Yeah, simple rollout pass there from Lake Stevens. Get one of their bread and butter rollout plays. Just wide open, great ball, great catch. Here we go in the inside the 10-yard line here, 1st and goal.
Yeah, here we go. It's right. It feels like Coach Try now is in a groove with his offensive play calling, running it and throwing it.
Yeah, he's seeing something that they're doing for sure and making solid adjustments.
There's
Kennard on the near side. There's a...
And to your point, like Mead's going to call a timeout here to try to gather themselves because they seem to be on their heels a little bit here, which, anyway. So there we go.
Yeah.
All right, we're going to take a break. Timeout on the field, all tied up 14-14, Vikings threatening.
Wow, this has been an impressive drive.
McDaniel's Do-It Center is located in beautiful Snohomish, Washington. Locally owned and operated for over 40 years. They are proud to provide the Snohomish Valley with exceptional hardware, tools, lawn and garden, and sporting goods products. Their commitment to delivering legendary customer service and their outstanding employees continue to make McDaniel's the best and one of the most recognized Do-It-Best centers in the nation. Stop by and experience for yourself the difference between McDaniel's and the big box stores. Discover why so many people are choosing to shop at McDaniel's.
Seattle Sports on 710 is your radio home for the Seattle Mariners.
Back and over the wall for a home run.
Every home run, every strikeout, every Mariners win.
Swing and a miss and a slider, strike 3, and it's over.
And catch the game on your smartphone. Download the Seattle Sports app to stream the radio broadcast of every Mariners game.
1st and 10, Matson rolling out. Got a man, it's intercepted in the end zone. Oh my! Landon Thomas picks it out of the air.
And I think that's just a great play by the defense. Offensively, it looked like it was a good pass. It was a good route. That guy, it was man-to-man coverage, and he was just stuck to him like glue.
I don't know if you can see it on the replay, but he was well covered, double covered.
Tough pass trying to go to Blake Moser, number 6. And that was almost a pick-em, Coach Bardue.
Yeah, that was a really tight window to try to throw that in. And one of those things where you're trying to make something happen there, trying to push it into the end zone, but a great coverage on him. And, hindsight's always 20/20, but that ball probably would have been better just thrown over the back of the end zone and dial up 2nd down. Wasn't really much there.
Yeah, and on 1st down play, you don't want to give it up on that one.
9 interceptions coming into tonight as right up the gut Hand it off, give it 2 yards. And that's Keegan Mallon.
Yeah, and if you're Lake right now, you feel like that you've kind of got control of this game. It kind of feels that way, but the score is tied with 2 minutes to go until half.
Yeah, I mean, both sides, I mean, honestly, both defenses started out strong, but both defenses kind of seem like they're on their heels a little bit here. So now I think it's going to come back to whichever side, kind of stiffens up a little bit on defense is going to take control of this game.
Well, both coaches, obviously, turnovers. I mean, they lost to Gonzaga. Prep did. Mead is the only loss. 3 turnovers in that game. Talking to the coaches before the game, said, absolutely, we lost that game with the turnovers. We thought with the weather, there's a timeout called by the Panthers. We thought fumbles would be more regular here than an interception, but there's a timeout on the field. Are you going to stay here?
For a second.
We're going to stay here for a second. We'll check up on Arlington and Graham Kapowison. Again, bonus coverage here. Big thanks to the NFHS network here, and we'll be back right after this.
McDaniel's Do-It Center is located in beautiful Snohomish, Washington. Locally owned and operated for over 40 years, they are proud to provide the Snohomish Valley with exceptional hardware, tools, lawn and garden, and sporting goods products. Their commitment to delivering legendary customer service and their outstanding employees continue to make McDaniel's the best and one of the most recognized Do-It-Best centers in the nation. Stop by and experience for yourself the difference between McDaniel's and the big box stores. Discover why so many people are choosing to shop at McDaniel's.
Well, how do they want to play this out? Kill the clock or try to score?
2nd and 8. Backed up on their own 22. JJ keeps it. Looks, now throws downfield. Got a wide open. Number 8, McShane. 20, 10. You kidding me? Touchdown, Panthers.
I guess they're not taking a knee, huh, Coach? They're going to go ahead and try to score there, and we're quite successful in doing so. Unfortunately, there for Lake Stevens, I think we had a DB kind of peeking in the backfield a little bit, and the receiver ran right by him. Great ball, great catch, and there you go. So 2 really big plays in this first half by Mead has put 14 of their 21, or soon to be 21 points on the board.
A corner route? I think it's just a corner route, and the safety just doesn't get over on that corner route. Little smash concept over there on the sideline.
Yeah, in fact, it's not raining down here on the field anymore, guys. And since Mead's a pretty good passing team, if the rain keeps down, they're going to see them passing a lot more in the second half.
Did Lake Stevens not?
I don't know. That is up and good. But number 77, Ted Kura, the 6'5", 240 junior, tried to get it. But kids, that's a 78-yard touchdown pass from J.J. Lehman to number 8, and he has been his 2nd touchdown, Matthew McShane.
And maybe that's kind of what I was talking about, where I kind of felt like Lake Stevens was starting to get control of the game because they've driven the ball down the field. And when Mead has scored, it's been a big play that's just blown up on the Lake Stevens defense. 2
big ones, a 60-yard run and that 78-yard pass, and that's coming off, remember, Lake Stevens is on the 9-yard line. 1st and goal.
Yeah.
Huge turnover and then just a complete massive swing of momentum here. So, for Lake Stevens, they got 1:50 left. Let's see what they do here, the rest of the second quarter to try to tie this up.
Plenty of time, and we know that Lake Stevens has worked on their 2-minute drill probably every single practice, every single day. So they're prepared for this situation. Just a matter of execution.
Yeah, absolutely. But also keeping in perspective, you still got a second half of football to play too. You don't want to turn the ball over or do something.
Lake Stevens gets the ball to start the second half as Damiano gets it over, and it's taken around the 17-yard line. Moving and shaking, still on his feet. Now the ball's loose. Dre Harding, the return man, and I think Lake Stevens recovered. Great camera work there by our crew. And they'll retain it. And nice job there. But big recovery there by number 41, Gunnar Starcher.
And we've been asked a little bit. Are we going down to Ron?
No, I was pointing at you, sir.
Yeah, we've been asked if, these short kickoffs, why aren't they kicking it deep and why are they giving such a short field? And well, a lot of times you don't want to kick it too far down the field if you know you can't kick it into the end zone. It's too much room.
So here we go. Colton Matson. They can strike quickly as well. He rolls to his right. Now he's going to go deep down. Back shoulder pass. Again, trying to go for Blake Moser, who's had to come in as Seth Price not available to go. Usually the starter, the sophomore Moser's got some playing time. Incomplete, and it'll be 2nd and 10.
I don't.
You see number 1 just turn around at the last second and knock that ball loose, guys.
Yeah, Ronnie, you took my thought right out of my head. I don't think that defensive back ever knew where that ball was or when it was thrown.
Right on, man.
Senior Braden Powers, number 1 in white on the coverage there, leaves it 2nd and 10. Great call. 1:36 left to go here in the first half. Mead just going up 21-14. Colton Matson, empty set. Now has to scramble. Directing traffic. Doesn't like it. Tucks it. And he'll run out of bounds right at the 42-yard line with 1:26 left to go, and we've got laundry.
You know, that was a really nice job. I think it's 33 for Mead running toward the sidelines. He had the quarterback right on the end line that he felt like, boy, I could blast this kid out of bounds here, and he doesn't do it. And that might have pushed Lake Stevens back even farther.
33, Braden Harvey.
Depending on this call here.
Yeah, for Mead.
Yeah, it's going against Lake Stevens.
What's this? What? Blindside block.
Blindside block. We do have STSPN's own Mike Pereira, Jeff Matson here in the other booth doing the PA announcing. I told him before the game, we might be looking to you.
I don't think I've ever seen that hand signal before. Okay.
You guys don't know that. You guys were coaching on the sidelines. You didn't know the hand signals.
I'm not paying attention.
You were just complaining. 2nd and 25. Ball on their own 20. That's what you do. Lamar in motion there.
You got to keep those guys honest down there.
Matson, he'll find Lamar. Far side. Shakes one guy. Stands him up, and it's a wrestling match right down there. Just like you said, Braden Harvey, 33 in white, wins that match. And big shout out to these Mead Panthers. They are the state champion 4A boys wrestling team.
That was a wrestling move right there.
That really was.
First down, GK.
Take down 2 points.
Dude, Jaden Lamar is shiftier. He's tough. He's slithery. He is tough to bring down.
Yeah, great athlete.
3rd and 10, 48 seconds to go. They got to hustle. Matson back. Plenty of time. Nothing there. Great coverage. And Matson's going to take it himself, run out. There's another big flag with a block. He's out of bounds at the 45. See if he gets him a first down, but we got to take care of the flag.
The Lake Stevens coaching staff doesn't like it, whatever it is.
Take another look at it.
Going against Lake Stevens for sure.
Big 74.
You pull him down to the ground.
He got a big side hit. Luke Baird.
Picking it up.
See that? That's why coaches are all over the officials. Sometimes you get those things picked up.
We weren't complaining there.
Hey,
we weren't complaining.
Your coaches are 1-0 right now.
Speaking of slithery there, Matson was slithery getting upfield there. I mean, he looked really good there. That was a great play by him with really nowhere to go with the football.
They get it the first down, 35.3 seconds left to go here in this first half, down 7.
It's so resilient. Sorry, Coach.
Yeah, it's okay. Playbook kind of shrinks here a little bit for Lake Stevens with this amount of time left on the clock.
And now whistles are going. Coach Stamps is out on the field. That's going to be the 3rd and final timeout, I believe, for the Mead Panthers.
When they call timeouts on that side of the mountains, man, they really call timeouts. They come out there, they're hopping up and down and stuff.
You know, it's funny. He was talking about the head, one of the offensive coordinators, the coaches we were talking before the game. He said, we'd rather have snow. We'd rather play in the snow. We don't like this rain.
Yeah, they were just throwing all sorts of zingers at us with that. It's like, we don't want this rain. We like the snow. We want to build snowmans. We want it slippery out there.
Exactly. You can see NFHS, Wesco, Arlington, and you were talking to some coaches, Coach Bardue. You guys know everybody because you've been around forever. That the Wesco 4A might be the toughest division in the state this year.
Yeah, I mean, that's what I was kind of hearing. I mean, that a lot of, and this isn't just within Wesco, obviously, but this is statewide, but a lot of the 4A classification was considering Wesco 4A the toughest 4A division in the state.
With the addition of Arlington, is that kind of where you're going with this?
Yeah, they thought it was just the teams, etc.
35.3 seconds left to go. Matson, now he's going to flip it. A little flea flicker back to Lamar. 40. Hits the guy at the 30. Now the 25. Still in bounds. Clock still ticking. Now they stop it for the first down. But what a big time play and a great pass by the backup quarterback, number 6, Blake Moser.
Yeah, Coach Try going deep into the playbook for that one. But great play call. Great execution by Lake Stevens. They set themselves up to give themselves a chance here. They got 3 timeouts left with 24 seconds left.
And they take their first.
Boy, we were talking about earlier, the playbook is shrinking because it's only 35 seconds to go, and Coach Try just turned the whole page over to the back.
Yeah, he went to the backside with a single play call right there. But, it worked out for him. I mean, the thing about Coach Try as a play caller, I mean, he's definitely not afraid to call anything at any point in time in the game. So, and I think he realizes that this is a pretty important drive right now, even though they're getting the ball first in the second half. They've given up 2 big plays, with one of them being after a turnover when you're in the, ready to score on your own, big momentum swing. So I think he's trying to grab some momentum going into halftime here.
And it's working.
Got to get it in the end zone, though, to complete the task.
24.7 ticks on the clock. Now at the Mead 26-yard line. Matson sees Lamar in motion. Going over the middle for a touchdown, in and out, just off the fingertips. Trying to go to Cannon Kennard.
Yeah, pretty darn good ball by Matson there. I mean, very, very close to converting that. And, Mead's in a prevent defense right now. They basically only had 3 guys up front rushing and dropped 8. So it's going to be hard. The windows are going to be very, very tight for Lake Stevens right now.
Ashton Uran on the coverage for Mead.
And Matson just doing a great job of just staying there in the pocket and moving just enough in order to get enough behind that ball. And it was just inches away from tying the score.
Trey Haynes with the takedown.
2nd and 10, 18.8 seconds left to go in this first half.
Entire playbook's open, though, still with 2 timeouts left, so they can throw it underneath if they need to.
More man-to-man coverage out there, Coach.
Matson rolls right, looking. Now has to cut it up. Has trouble. Clock is ticking. Now he's loose. What a scramble. He's going to just take it himself and run out of bounds with 6 seconds left to go. Under 6, 5.5. Boy, cool cucumber is Colton Matson.
Slithery becoming the word of the first half. I mean, just all athleticism there.
Going to be a field goal attempt for the Vikings here.
I heard Tom Try yell the field goal attempt.
Interesting.
And they're going to bring out Lucas Mooring.
Is this surprising?
I think a little bit, but I also think he's just trying to find some momentum going into the locker room at halftime. And if they can punch this through and be within 4, I mean, I think that you got to kind of consider it a win with the turnover and the 2 big plays they gave up.
28-yard field goal attempt. The hold is down. Mooring's kick is up, and it is no good.
Okay.
He has had 5 field goals on the season, made 3 of them. At a 22-yarder, and that is going to end the clock. The clock is ticking. I'm not sure the clock should be running.
Why?
It never went. It still was showing 5 seconds, so they never really started the clock up upon the kick. So I think they're calling half here.
Okay, looks like it. Yep, okay.
And that is halftime. 21-14, the visiting from Spokane, traveling all the way from the Greater Spokane League, 9-1 overall, the 11th seed.
Hey, Todd, down here with Coach Tom. Tom, got a lot of momentum going there toward the end of that game. How do you think's going on in the rest of the game?
A lot of momentum. We're just trying to get the ball and score right now. So a lot of guys out, and we're trying to figure all of missing pieces and trying to put it all together. We're struggling, but we're going to get it figured out.
A couple of little mistakes here and there, and a couple of big interception at the end zone. So you got a lot going on tonight.
Yeah, too much, but we're going to try to work it out.
Cade Hunter with the interception on the goal line, and he takes it all.
All right, Scott, back to you, baby.
Thank you, Ronnie. Head coach Tom Try. Great job, Ronnie, out there in the cold, the wind, the rain. We're going to take a quick break. 21-14, Panthers up, trying to get to the final 8 in the 4A WIAA football championship, state championship, down to Husky Stadium. More when we come back right here on STSPN.
For every generation, it has started with the call to serve. Discovering the purpose and the belonging earned with the title. Learning to dig deep and push through adversity together. Defending our nation and its people. It is a life of great worth and reward. But Marines are never really finished serving. Their commitment comes full circle, visible in communities across our country. This is Semper Fidelis, always faithful, always Marine, marking a path for the next generation.
Extra point is up and good. 42.
Seattle Sports on 710 is your radio home for the Seattle Mariners.
Back and over the wall for a home run.
Every home run, every strikeout, every Mariners win.
Swing and a miss and a slider, strike 3, and it's over.
And catch the game on your smartphone. Download the Seattle Sports app to stream the radio broadcast of every Mariners game.
Goodbye, baseball. A walk-off 2-run home run.
Seattle Sports is your home for the Mariners.
McDaniel's Do It Center is located in beautiful Snohomish, Washington. Locally owned and operated for over 40 years, they are proud to provide the Snohomish Valley with exceptional hardware, tools, lawn and garden, and sporting goods products. Their commitment to delivering legendary customer service and their outstanding employees continue to make McDaniel's the best and one of the most recognized Do It Best centers in the nation. Stop by and experience for yourself the difference between McDaniel's and the big box stores. Discover why so many people are choosing to shop at McDaniel's.
Come with us. The new generation. The next level. Sending it big.
You're in for a good run. Let's go.
Come with us to the track, to the trails, to the slopes, to the surf, to the fight, to the race.
Look at this!
To the 4 a.m. starts, training harder, pushing further, hitting back, hard. To the fans, to the followers, and the haters. Come with us to the blood, to the sweat, and the broken bones. Cue rehab. We never quit. We never give up. We take control. To the world titles. To the world's first. The world's best.
UFC Strawweight Champion.
Come with us. We're just getting started.
It's going to be so much fun. I promise you.
SWCC is an acronym, and it stands for Special Warfare Combatant Craft Crewman.
You know, you can stand across from the guy and say, you know what, he's got your back. And, you know, that's the guy you're counting on. If something goes wrong, he's going to be there.
In the end, we're fighting for each other.
This is Witch Doctor requesting immediate hunt extra.
Here on a team, about 22 of us on the boat. You know them personally, so you know exactly whose life you have in your hands.
Everyone's come together, and everyone's sole mission is to do their job individually as best they can to benefit everyone else in the boat.
I got a brotherhood, and it's a real brotherhood, and it's a loyal and honest brotherhood, and that's what matters.
When you buy tires at Les Schwab, you're getting more than just tires. You're getting America's best tire warranty, 60-day satisfaction guarantee, no hassle road hazard protection, and free maintenance for the life of your tires. So if something happens to your tire on the road, we'll fix it, or we'll replace it, no questions asked. Other places make you pay extra for that kind of protection, but at Les Schwab, it's included with every set of tires, because more warranty means less worry, and nobody stands by their tires like Les Schwab. Get more from Les.
To pass. Throw, and Neighbors almost. No, that wasn't Neighbors. That was Benson. Jaden Benson. He's already got one interception. Just looking to jump that, and he'll come up a little hobbled. He's looking for a replacement, and Wyatt Pyler will check in. It is 4th down, 4th and 20. Pyler was going to come in anyway. He is the punt returner. Both teams trying to get enough people on the field. Woodhouse will punt this away.
Back here, WIAA State Championship Playoff Football. Scott Ohsman, Rich Bardue, Steve Hannon, Ron the Wedge Henthorn, our executive producer today. Todd Elvig spinning the dials, the 5-tool player. It's 21-14. The Mead Panthers, they have to travel all the way over. You know, some people say maybe they haven't played a lot of people other than Gonzaga Prep. They lost to them 28-21. But I'm going to start with you, Rich Bardue. What does Lake Stevens have to do? They're going to get the ball here to start the second half. What do you think Coach Try is talking to the kids about?
Well, Lake Stevens offensively has got to quit making mistakes and getting penalized and working from behind the sticks. They got to be kind of moving, working themselves in front of the sticks. And so they just got to settle down, execute their offense, which they've been moving the ball, but really the difference in this game is a single turnover by Lake Stevens and then a couple of big plays by Mead. So offensively, they've got to just stay in front of the sticks, and defensively, they've just got to, basically, up their discipline probably a little bit more and make sure that they're doing their assignments and playing as 11 guys on that side of the ball.
And Mr. Hannon, Coach Hannon, what do you think Coach Stamps is telling the kids from Spokane this halftime? They're up 21-14, but they know Lake is powerful and can strike quickly.
Well, there you go. I think that is the message. I think the coaches know going in. The kids probably feel really good because they're winning, so they probably feel like they've outplayed Lake Stevens. But if you're on that coaching staff, I think you realize what's going on, and you're feeling really good that you're up in this game that you've been outplayed in. I mean, I know, and Coach was right on the money. You can't keep putting yourself behind the sticks, Lake Stevens, on offense, except for it doesn't seem to matter. They're able to overcome all their problems up to this point, which just tells me that if you're Mead, you better make the adjustments necessary to slow down that run game and to get everything contained. Because I think Lake Stevens on offense looks pretty darn good right now.
Yeah, I think that Mead's going to come out in the second half passing the ball a lot more, guys, because the weather's holding up a little bit. The rain's not really affecting the ball game a lot, and look for them because they're very successful in their passing right now. So look for them to come out and do that.
And they've done both all year, right? They've been a run-pass team. They haven't been heavy on one or the other.
Right.
Well, it's a chance to move on, and the winner of the Puyallup-Chowana game, the Riverhawks down there, that's who they're going to play right now. We know Arlington, well, they're going to advance. I don't know if that game's a final yet, but they had it in control, so they're going to head next weekend to face the daunted Camas Papermakers.
Wow.
And we're watching the Sumner-Kamiakin game right now. I think is a tight ball game going into the fourth quarter there as playoff football is upon us here, and it's all going to culminate at Husky Stadium. I love that move at Husky Stadium.
That's awesome.
Going to be there Saturday, December 7th for the state championship. But
Snow Bowl.
Yeah, it could be. This has been an outstanding game tonight or this afternoon. You see the Mead crowd over there on the far distance. They're okay. They don't care. They can get through wind, snow. It doesn't matter. Sumner up right now 38-21 here as it looks like a final here. Sumner 38, Kamiakin 21. So that pushes Sumner to that part of the bracket against Bothell or Skyview. I mean, it gets tough this time of year, and boy, does Lake Stevens know it. Coach Bardue, don't they?
Yeah, I mean, they've been in the state playoffs, obviously, for years in a row here, and won state the last 2 years, so they know what it takes to win these games. But, like at any level of sport, once you get into the playoffs, and once you get to this, stage of the season, room for error, your margin for error is very, very thin, and you have to execute better than the other team or your opponent, and you just can't make mistakes. And right now, quite honestly, Lake Stevens has made more mistakes than Mead. And because of that, the scoreboard is what it is. Now, that being said, Lake Stevens also should feel very fortunate that they're only down by 7 at halftime, because they really could be losing by a much larger margin at this point with the mistakes they've made.
Well, it was punt, and then Lake Stevens drove down on a 6-play drive, 1-yard run from Jason Lamar. That was his first touchdown of this afternoon. Mead came back right there, down 7-0 on a big-time pass. Number 8 has been huge. Matthew McShane, a 10-yard touchdown pass for him. And then it was Lamar again, 9-yard jaunt, number 17, Jashawn Lamar, after a 6-play drive. And then came back. That was when Mead hit the big play. That's when they had the 60-yard touchdown by Max Fagau that just kind of started everything. It was his first time. Then you had McShane again with that 8-yard or 78-yard touchdown catch, and that's where we sit. Lake Stevens at the end of the half had a missed 28-yard field goal, and that's where we sit as they're getting ready to start the second half.
Yeah, Lake Stevens. Do I still have a sound? Can you guys still hear me? Or
yeah, no, you sound good. We had some audio issues there.
Something that I can't hear myself, but yeah, I think Lake Stevens just has to finish their drives. They're able to drive down the field. They just got to get points at the end of it.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, they've had 2 long drives that have equaled 0 points, one of them being a turnover. And like I said, they've kind of shot themselves in their foot a little bit on, so they've got to overcome that and just play Lake Stevens Viking football.
And both of them giving up field position here. That we've seen a lot of squib pit kicks and everything else. That's taken by Yonesaka, the 5'6" freshman, number 32. And Lake Stevens, I mean, nobody's been pinned back on the kicking game here this afternoon.
They're basically trying to create the team that's kicking the ball off is trying to create a turnover.
So here we go. 1st and 10 from their own 43-yard line as we start the second half. Lake Stevens and Colton Matson, who had a nice first half, except that interception right from the 9-yard line. And Lamar, he's hugged and brought down immediately. They'll give him maybe a yard.
Wow, great inside linebacker play. Number 44, or he might be the defensive tackle, just shook a block and was right in the gap, right when Lamar got the ball.
Yeah, if you don't have success blocking at level 1, you're not going to have much success running the football.
Leaves him 2nd and 9 here. Lamar to the right of Matson. Matson fakes. Now flip it over to Howard. Keegan Howard, but a great job. 7 in white, took down 7 in purple. Excellent work there by Chase Plude.
Yeah, those 7s on both sides have been pretty impact players. But 7 is playing offense too for Mead, but he is all over the field today.
So 3rd and 8 on this opening drive in the second half. Scott Ohsman, Rich Bardue, Steve Hannon, Ron the Wedge Henthorn with you here on STSPN. Glad you're with us. 10:49 left to go in this third quarter. 3rd and 8. Motion for Kennard. Looks back, tries it, but it's covered, and now Matson has to tuck it up, but he's got a Lake Stevens first down and more to the 20, 10, touchdown Vikings! Oh, my!
Yeah, there was nowhere to go with the football there, and Matson just tucked it and went, and that was 100% Matson there. Senior leadership, making sure to, get his team going here in the second half. Quite honestly, those first 2 plays, they looked a little flat, so that should bring a little life back into Lake Stevens.
Wow.
57-yard jaunt for the senior who wants to get back to Husky Stadium and lift a trophy for the 3rd time in a row.
Man, he is athletic. That was impressive.
Mooring on for the extra point. Looks for the hold. High gets it down, mooring up, and it is good. And just like that, we are tied up again, gentlemen.
Dude, Mead did such a good job of taking away that play because they ran that play earlier. Matson's coming to the left towards us, turns and throws back that screen pass to the right, and there's a white jersey standing in between him and the receiver. Matson just pulls it down instead of throwing it, which a lot of high school quarterbacks, hey, that's the play, and I'm just doing my job. And, man, he just took off like a rocket right through the middle of the defense.
Yeah, it was all, like I said, 100% Matson making something happen there, and his team really needed it at that point because I think if Lake Stevens ended up with 4th down and punting the ball probably, and, man, the momentum at that point in time would have shifted heavily to Mead. So Hey, here we go. 21-21 state playoff football, boys.
Let's go down to Ron, the wedge, Henthorn. Let's get a weather and traffic on the 9s here. What's the weather like, Mr. Henthorn?
Well, a slight breeze coming in across left to right across the field down here, but not much rain, just a light little trickle, and the traffic's great. No cars on the runway at all.
See any dust down there, Wedge? Any dust?
No dust either.
You guys are good. You guys are good. Well, so Lake Stevens here. If you don't know the history, 4 of the last 5 years they've been in the state championship game. They've won 2 in a row. And they are a juggernaut in 4A. This one off, nice kick, taken around the 12-yard line. And it is Puce who takes it back as there's some extracurricular activities there.
Yeah,
Chase Plude on the return.
You got to believe their experience is going to come through in this game at some point,
Absolutely. I mean, you would think it would kick in. I mean, this is going to be the important part right here, like I said earlier in the game. I think whatever team kind of steps up defensively is going to take control of this game. So right now, I think the onus is on Lake Stevens to do that. Their offense just came out, scored, got them the momentum. Now it's up to their defense to put, stop Mead here.
From their own 34, Lehman hands it off. And he'll get 2 or 3.
That was an interesting little huddle right there. Mead huddled up just 2 yards off the ball, broke the huddle, sprinted, they're 3 steps to the line of scrimmage, snapped the ball quickly. I'm not sure what they were trying to accomplish there.
Looks like the same thing here, yeah.
Same thing, so interesting.
The up back ball, fumbled, picked up by Lehman, but he has nothing to do with it except go down to the ground. Great play there by Lake Stevens defense.
These negative plays have a way of evening themselves out during the course of a game, and Lake has had a handful of theirs happen to them. And if the same thing's going to happen on the other side, I like Lake Stevens' chances here in the second half.
Yeah, the good part about hurry-up offense puts the defense on the heels, but you can make mistakes on the offensive side real easily, too.
That's a great point.
JJ goes deep down the left side. McShane, he catches it at the 30, 20, 10. You can't make it up. Touchdown, Panthers.
Wow, he's just behind the defense, Coach. There's just the receiver behind the defense, and that quarterback lasered that ball right there.
Yeah, it's he got behind him again, and that's, you cannot let that happen on the defensive side of the ball. So 2, big stops, first and second down for Lake Stevens, and then they give up yet another huge play. They've really got to find a way to keep that from happening going forward here.
Ronnie.
Maid's got a passing game, and you guys knew it all the way in the start, but you saw it again right there, and you're going to see it again before the rest of this game's over, I'm sure.
The kick is up, and it is good for Damiano, and the Mead Panthers not shaken at all.
Yeah, to come back from what just happened to them when Madsen took off and scored that touchdown, and you think, well, their Daubers are going to be down, and Lake Stevens is rolling now. And that didn't faze Mead at all. They just came out and executed their offense and found the open receiver, and that's a talented quarterback throwing to a talented receiver right there. Playoff football, right, Coach? This is what you get. You're the best of the best.
Yeah, absolutely. Every single play counts, and again, got to minimize the mistakes. And we've had a couple of coverage mistakes on Lake Stevens' side of the ball defensively that have cost him here. So
the Panthers take back the lead, 28-21, 9:13 left in the third. I hope you didn't go and get some popcorn. You didn't blink, because that was 3 plays, gentlemen. 68-yard pass and catch once again, and they have a problem, does Lake Stevens, with number 8 in white, Matthew McShane. What a game for him.
I've always wanted to work, when I was the defensive coordinator, with the defensive backs, realizing that defensive linemen can make mistakes and you give up 6 or 7 yards. Defensive backs make mistakes, you give up touchdowns.
100%, Coach.
And they kick it off again. Now the up back take around the 26-yard line. And he'll get again to the 40-yard line. Good field position. Trayton Pester, the return man on that one, and that's where Colton Matson will go to work one more time.
Yeah, these kicking games, just giving the other team the ball on the 40 to start. They're going to keep doing that, it looks like.
Yeah, the first deep kickoff we saw was last time after Lake Stevens scored. They kicked it deep, but that was the first one of the game.
Oh, man.
Well, so much for defense. These guys averaged giving up only 14 points a game coming into today's game. So much for that. Colton Matson goes back to work. It's a wildcat right to Jayshawn Lamar, and Lamar will just get up and fall forward for 2.
Lake Stevens is having a tough time running the ball here for probably about the last quarter and a half. Mead's defensive line, quite honestly, is kind of beating them up a little bit up front there. So Lake Stevens' offensive line is going to need to stiffen a little bit here. Just start playing their game.
And that is a Lake Stevens special, direct snap to the tailback and running a trap up front.
Give him 3 on that. It'll be 2nd and 7. Farrell now gets it. The running back. Nothing doing as the Panthers feeling good about defense.
Yeah, number 33, the inside linebacker for Mead. It's that counter trade play, Coach, that you were talking about earlier, a staple in the Lake Stevens offense, and 33 just waited it out. He just waited for the running back to get there, and he stuffed him right in the hole.
That's Braden Harvey.
Great job. That's a great inside linebacker play from that young man.
So brings him to 3rd and 6. 8 minutes to go here in the third quarter.
Look at all those. Look at everybody at the line of scrimmage for Mead right now.
Motion. Matson, he's going to go right back to him. It's complete and crosses for a Vikings first down. And a great job there. That's Blake Moser getting a lot of play now. They've got some injuries, and the sophomore, the backup quarterback, he had that flea flicker in the first half, and he completes the first down.
Play by Matson in a big part of the game again, and just not a real big window to hit the receiver there, but just put the ball right where it needed to be there to move the sticks.
The only place he could have put that ball. That was amazing.
Yeah, there wasn't really any room for error there.
Wow.
1st and 10, now in Panther territory. Farrell and Lamar in the backfield, fakes it to one, gives it to Farrell. Farrell chopped, but he stays up. Now the ball's down. Is it a fumble or is he down? Initial signal is he was down.
And that was counter tray again.
Yeah, counter trap actually. Yeah, counter trap, Coach. It was they put two backs in the backfield instead of running their jet motion. Running counter trap is just a little bit of a quick hitter. And Mead actually scored on a similar play, I think, earlier in the first half. So
I think the Vikings were lucky on the replay. You saw it there. Again, Braden Harvey, Maddox Mead, number 30. I felt like he ripped that ball out. Nonetheless, here we are, 2nd and 2. Matson's taking matters into his own hands, and he'll fall forward for a Vikings first down.
That was that 4th down play, quarterback keep. You run the Lamar out in the backfield into an empty set, so you're thinking pass, and you run quarterback trap. And another good gain.
Yeah, that's a tough play to stop when it's executed well, and it was there. Move the sticks, so now they just, again, stay in front of the sticks. That's what they need to do here.
Under 7 to go here in the third quarter. Akiyama, the wide out far. They fake the handoff. Now he spins. He decides to go, and it's complete to Keegan Howard, just short of the first down marker, and the big tight end senior pulls it in.
Again, an incredibly tight window to put that ball in. Matson just delivers it perfectly. You know, senior leadership here, really, really showing up with him. He's really, really taking his team, the offensive side of the offensive team on his back here.
Ashton Uran, the tackle for Mead. 6:12 left to go. Leaves them a couple yards of work to do here on 2nd down. Matson hands it to Deshaun. Lamar drags some Panthers and gets the first down with not too much trouble. And we'll get your scoreboard back on the bottom here in a second. There it is.
Having some success running the ball up the middle on this drive.
Yeah, I think the passing game, you know, the couple of completions there probably opened up the run game a little bit here for Lake Stevens.
Jayshawn Lamar, 7 games coming into today with 100-plus yards. Matson rolls to the near side. Now goes over. It's caught in bounds. And That's the first catch for Finney, who's usually a very big part of this offense. Dylan Finney with the reception, the 6'4 junior.
Yeah, great job by Finney getting 1 foot in there as he was coming down, and another, perfect delivery by Matson. So, first and goal here for Lake Stevens.
Go down to Ronnie.
Did he actually get 1 foot in? What I saw was I thought he caught him in the air and pushed him out of bounds. In high school, it's not a.
Yeah, he got 1 foot in. I was watching it pretty closely there, Wedge.
The replay, I see it. Jayshawn Lamar, can he get his third touchdown? Not on this one. Nice job and good tackle there by the Panthers to hold him out. It'll be second and goal.
He shouldn't have got any yards on that. A defensive tackle draped on his back in the backfield, and he still gets 2 yards. He's pretty powerful.
6'1", 200 program weight and height there. Second and goal from the 3. 3 yards, is he in? Yes, touchdown! The hat trick for Jayshawn Lamar. And we're almost tied again.
Yeah, great execution by Lake Stevens, just absolutely exerting their will up front. And Lamar, again, more senior leadership, putting the ball in the end zone. Lamar and Matson kind of putting the team on their backs here and trying to bring the victory home for Lake Stevens. So here we are, big time PAT right here, though.
I think you said it just right, inserting their will up front. The big guys getting it done for Lake Stevens on that drive.
Mooring on for the extra point. Snap is down, the kick is up, and we are all tied once again. Boy, what a seesaw battle this is with 4:40 left in the third. Do not go away. Playoff football right on STSPN.
SWCC is an acronym, and it stands for Special Warfare Combatant Craft Crewman.
You can stand across from the guy and say, you know what, he's got your back, and that's the guy you're counting on. If something goes wrong, he's going to be there.
In the end, we're fighting for each other.
This is Witch Doctor requesting immediate hot extract taken on
Here on the team, about 22 of us on the boat. You know him personally, so you know exactly whose life you have in your hands.
Everyone's come together, and everyone's sole mission is to do their job individually as best they can to benefit everyone else in the boat.
I got a brotherhood, and it's a real brotherhood, and it's a loyal and honest brotherhood, and that's what matters.
Lake Stevens kicking off. Boy, one big punch is just met with another big punch. We are tied once again. It was 21-14 Mead at half. And Morin kicks it off again. A squibber. It's just falled on by Mead. Again, they'll have decent field position to start this off. And that's Big 67, Vance Gustafson.
Well, when you kick off that way, which both teams have done this whole time, you want number 67 to come down with it. You don't want 42 to come down with it and then run 15 yards after he grabs it at the 30. So that worked out well for Lake Stevens on that one.
Yeah, one punch landed after another, unlike the Tyson fight last night, right?
Yeah, had to bring that up. I did tee you. Let's go down to Ron the Wedge Henthorn. Ronnie? Ronnie?
I was just going to say that number 67 never had any intentions of running with that ball when he caught it.
No, he did not.
Second down and 6.
No, he did not.
It kind of looked like what Scott might look like if the ball got kicked to him.
Hey, now. I was a speedster back in the day. Absolute speedster. Here's the ball. Mallon with it. And he falls across the 35 to maybe the 36-yard line.
That's a big 2 yards right there because he shouldn't have got those 2 yards. It should be 3rd and 6 instead of 3rd and 3.
And Lake Stevens has got him into this situation, 3rd down, and every time here, the last 3 or 4 possessions, Mead's come up with a huge. So this is a big play right here in the game. I think it's really, really big.
Yeah, you got to believe Lake Stevens is going. Well, it looks like they're going to be in cover 1, Coach. They're going to play some man-to-man here, it looks like.
Oh, no. JJ takes it. He's got a Panther first down, and now he's free. Oh, my, to the 20. The big play Panthers come up one more time. Holy mackerel.
Zone read, and the QB must have seen the defensive end crash down and then just took it to the edge and then to the house. So, huge play by Mead. And like I said, Lake Stevens gotten them to third down a couple of times, and then there you go. Yep, that's exactly what took place. So,
wow.
Here we go. Just absolute punch after punch, Scott.
60-yard run touchdown by J.J. Lehman. He had a 100-plus yarder earlier this season.
They're all 60-yard touchdowns.
It has been. Donovan Damiano coming on for the extra point, which had become critical, and he pushes it through. And just like that, the Mead Panthers do not blink, and they're up 35-28. Unbelievable.
Yeah, I would say at this point, neither team has huge momentum. Obviously, Mead just grabbed a little bit of it right here, but, they are just absolutely going at it. What a great football game.
Well, Lake Stevens is doing I'm not saying Mead's not doing a good job, but Lake Stevens is doing a great job of just running their offense and methodically moving the ball down the field and scoring, and Mead's doing it the opposite way, right? They get stuffed, and then boom, 60-yard touchdown. And that's what's made this game so intriguing so far.
Yeah, I mean, traditionally, actually, it's been Lake Stevens with, over the years with the big plays that bust the games open like this, and it's, exactly the opposite today. So
I've told you guys the defensive average points per game, but now Lake Stevens averages 44 points per game, and Mead averages 36. So we're getting there.
Yeah, we got a whole quarter, something to go here.
Yes, we do.
So looking back up here in the stands, I see all these Lake Stevens supporters up here. They're kind of stunned right now. They're not used to seeing this kind of game.
They are not. Here's the kickoff. Again, it's taken up around the 24-yard line. Makes one guy miss, drags the pile, and he'll get up again. Good field position for both teams up to the 43, 44-yard line.
Lake Stevens is huddling up over there on the sidelines. They have got to get this, which they've done every time, recaptured the momentum after giving it back to Mead. Let's see if they can do it one more time here.
Yeah, again, the pressure right now, it seems like, is on Lake Stevens a little bit because they seem to be needing to answer Mead's answer like every single time, but kind of coming from behind. So,
well, the last two series for Mead, 3 plays, touchdown.
Wow, look at this formation, Coach. We got the whole offensive line on the right side of the football.
Matson's going to swing it over. Double pass. Moser goes deep for LaShawn, and it's intercepted. Landon Thomas again with a huge interception, and the Mead Panthers striking.
Yeah, he just didn't lead him quite enough to the sideline there and let the defensive back catch up to him and make the interception. So great play by Mead's DB there for sure. And now Mead really has captured the momentum here.
And one of the things you see in high school football is kids like that, they'll run the play that they called, and sometimes you just don't need to throw that ball when he's covered.
We saw Matson do the opposite a little earlier with his touchdown run, and now Mead has the momentum, and you didn't want to be in a situation where you were going tick-tack back and forth, and now they could get 2 scores up. That could be really rough for Lake Stevens.
Yeah, 2-score differential here would be very, very difficult for Lake Stevens.
1st and 10 here. They get it to Mallon, and Keegan Mallon gets 2 or 3.
Boy, I'm telling you, fellas, that play had the earmarks of a big run that just someone got a shoelace there and got him down. But that looked like that could go big. And here comes that short little turnaround huddle again.
J.J. Lehman fakes it. Now he gets it across the other side.
Flag.
23, and there's flags. That's, of course, James Fromm.
We haven't seen a lot of flags on Mead today. We've seen a lot on Lake Stevens.
Very good disciplined team. Threw another flag there for good measure. Now they're whose is who.
Like, hey, that's got my initials on it. So
had 3 flags down there.
They can't figure out which one's whose.
So Mead will be pushed back here. You're right, Steve. It's self-inflicting wounds here for Lake Stevens, but that none bigger. That's the second turnover of the game for Lake Stevens. Mead does not have a turnover so far.
And that's the difference there. But that holding penalty is going to be tough for Mead to overcome here. Lake Stevens has got to get off the field now. They've got to take advantage of this negative play.
100%, Coach.
2:35 left to go just in the third quarter. This has been entertaining as you could ever imagine or ask for. Mallon to the right of Lehman. JJ looks, tucks. He's going to take it himself. And he'll get some of the yardage back, brought down once again by 54. Go ahead.
He's a load when he gets rolling, man. I mean, he definitely is athletic. He's got some speed, and when he gets going, he's going to deliver a blow to whoever goes to tackle him. But, yeah, he's an impressive athlete.
Yeah, him and Madsen both have done, with their arms and their legs, been everything that we thought they were.
3rd and 6 for Lake Stevens defensively, a big down right here. Now they pause and look back over to the play.
Check with me.
McShane, the far side receiver, he's got 2 long touchdown receptions today. JJ.
Didn't like it.
Sits now, he plants. It's caught, and it's a Mead first down. Great catch there by number 7, Chase Pluitt. He's been big on defense, and that was a big play there.
Absolute great ball by Lehman there. Just absolute dart when they really needed it, too. So receiver found a nice little hole there in the zone, and they exposed Lake Stevens on it.
That was a rope. That ball was thrown hard. That was a great catch.
Lehman gets it off Mallon. Mallon following his blocker. And, boy, he drafted, and that's another Panther first down, a gain of 12 or 13.
Mead offensive line starting to take over this game a little bit in the trenches. That's what I'm seeing, Coach. What about you?
Yeah, and they're showing that, hey, we can run our offense effectively as well. We don't have to score in one play. We can run plays and run our offense, and so far they've been effective.
Big number 55 out front. That last play, Chase Sandler. Here's JJ going again deep, going to McShane. Oh, just in and out of the hands. McShane almost had another one.
Yeah, if Lehman put a little air underneath that ball, that was a touchdown for me. Just still a great ball, but just a little bit more air would have allowed his receiver to run under that and score.
And another receiver behind the defense. That just can't happen.
No.
2nd and 10. This time, Keegan Mallon, but he looks like he's stopped, but he's just almost drilling underground there. He ends up gaining 4 or 5.
He looks like Jalen Lamar.
Yeah.
They look like identical offenses, just they're in different colored jerseys with the quarterbacks and the running backs.
2-down territory here for Mead, Coach, to try to take the momentum of this game. Yeah, I think it might be.
3rd and 6. Time running out here just in the third quarter. 23 seconds. They'll get the play off. Big 3rd and 6. The crowd trying to help him. Lehman's going to take it himself, and he's going to get it himself. He's finally taken down by Doherty and
really nice
Caden
play
Blanchard.
concept.
Sorry, go ahead.
No, just a really good play concept. You got fly sweep going to the right, and you got quarterback with 2 lead blockers going left. Oh, look at both guards. Coach like wing deep buck sweep.
Yep.
And that'll do it. 3 quarters of playoff football. It's been absolutely fantastic. Do not go away. 4th quarter coming up. Mead Panthers 35, Lake Stevens Vikings 28.
In 1934, Bickford Ford opened their doors in Snohomish, Washington, and they've been an active part of the community ever since. So when you're looking for a new Ford truck, SUV, or hybrid, or if you want to take advantage of your current car's value, start at the place you can trust, the one that's been around for 89 years and is Western Washington's #1 volume Ford dealership. Family-owned Bickford Ford on Bickford Avenue in Snohomish or online at bickford.net.
Seattle Sports on 710 is your radio home for the Seattle Mariners.
Back, and over the wall for a home run.
Every home run, every strikeout, every Mariners win.
Swing and a miss and a slider, strike 3, and it's over.
And catch the game on your smartphone. Download the Seattle Sports app to stream the radio broadcast of every Mariners game.
Goodbye, baseball. A walk-off 2-run home run.
Seattle Sports is your home for the Mariners.
Back here, Scott Ohsman, Rich Bardue, Steve Hannon, Ron the Wedge Henthorn with you. And the Panthers from Mead, from Spokane, they get it off. Fromm is taken down quickly. A nice tackle there by Braden Doherty.
You know, one thing Lake Stevens defense, we were just talking about this, coach and I, you know, they've got to read their keys. They've got to, if you watch Mead's offense, the guards are going to lead them where the play is going almost 100% of the time on the, when they're running the football.
And,
so,
and you're dealing with high school kids, and you've been working on that all week, and then they just don't do it.
Loss of 2 there. They get him 2nd and 12. JJ pitches it over to Keegan. Keegan's got some space. Goes to the outside, and he runs out of bounds right at the marker, and it should be another Panther first down inside the 25.
And a great job by the wide receiver out there, not blocking the defender in the back and letting it go, because he had every opportunity to shove that kid in the back, and he just didn't do it. Otherwise, this one's coming back.
Mallon getting going. He had 227 yards on the ground against Mount Spokane. So well-balanced here is Mead. They've had some games where they leaned on the run more than the pass, but 1st and 10 now at the Vikings 23. And this time, it's Max! Can he get another one? Yes! From 23 yards away, Max Fagau, every time he touches the ball, he scores.
Great execution by Mead. Again, kind of the same thing where they get motion going left, and then they're pulling linemen out to the right-hand side, and the running back's got lots of lead blocking going on. He's got 2 linemen in front of him and just finds a seam, and into the end zone he goes. So they got Lake Stevens on their heels in a big way right now.
It sure feels that way, doesn't it? Defensively, it feels like Lake Stevens isn't sure where the ball is and where it's going.
Peeking in the backfield, coach. They gotta read their keys.
On for the extra point, and there's some flags. Was Damiano, and there's a procedure call against the Panthers. That's about the only thing that's going wrong right now for the visiting Mead Panthers.
There's a lot of time left in this game, obviously. Plenty of time for Lake Stevens to come back, especially as explosive as they are. But that's a tough one, giving up that drive and that touchdown. That is tough.
Damiano, there's a lot. Jason Hansen, you remember Jason Hansen, the great kicker? As that one punches through, it is good. The Detroit Lions, he is an alumnus of the Mead Panthers. Same with Adam Morrison, the great Zag basketball player.
Oh.
And all of a sudden, we, for the first time today, have a 2-score game. And we'll see what Lake Stevens can do when we come back.
In 1934, Bickford Ford opened their doors in Snohomish, Washington, and they've been an active part of the community ever since. So when you're looking for a new Ford truck, SUV, or hybrid, or if you want to take advantage of your current car's value, start at the place you can trust. The one that's been around for 89 years and is Western Washington's #1 volume Ford dealership. Family-owned Bickford Ford on Bickford Avenue in Snohomish or online at bickford.net.
Drive down the field.
They are doing misdirection in the backfield and pulling linemen up front.
You hear the chitter chatter of coach talk back here. Welcome back to the STSPN presentation of playoff football here. Brought to you by Les Schwab Tire. And we just the start of the 4th quarter. Ron the Wedge Henthorn, you're down on the Lake Stevens sideline. They got to be, I don't know if they're nervous or anxious. What's the feel down there?
Well, I think they're stunned a little bit right now because I don't think they expected to be this far behind at this point in the game, especially after coming out like they did in the second half.
As the kick's taken there around the 11-yard line.
Kicked it deep that time.
They did. And Moser gets the return duties this time up to the 30-yard line. And that's where they'll start this campaign.
Well, if we thought the first drive of the second half was critical for Lake Stevens, I think you can add about 3 times that on this drive.
Yeah, 100%, Coach. I mean, this is a must-score drive here for them to stay in this game. And, we talked about, like, which team was going to step up defensively, and that was going to be the team that controlled the game, and Mead has been that team.
Yep.
6 series, 6 touchdowns for the Mead Panthers. Let's see at Lake Stevens. They had the interception last time they had the ball. Colton Matson, the senior. He's going to go deep. He's got Moser caught at the 30, the 20. One guy to beat. McShane gets him down inside the 5. What a play by Colton Matson.
Well, we talked about receivers getting behind the defense for Mead. Lake Stevens was able to bust open a receiver behind the Mead defense there and took full advantage of it. And they needed a big play. So that was a huge play for Lake Stevens and really a must-score drive here for them.
That changes the complexion of the game that quickly. High school football, you got to love it.
Going to put the ball on the 6-yard line. Matson, Jayshawn Lamar already has 3 touchdowns. He rolls right. Now he gets rid of it. Is it caught? It is! Touchdown number 2. That's Okiyama, the junior.
Boom, just like that, probably 30 seconds off the clock. Lake Stevens in 2 plays goes down and puts a very important and very big touchdown on the scoreboard.
Boy, they had to have it, and they had to have it fast, and they got both of them.
So, yeah, great execution by their offense when they really, really needed it there. So now all of a sudden, I mean, each of these PATs are important.
Yes.
I mean, the pressure level here is just, it's incredible.
Lucas Mooring on to kick. Late substitution here for Lake Stevens. You see number 58 running out. Cody Longgrath. As we get ready, like you said, every extra try is important. Mooring almost gets that one blocked, but it is good. And we're back to a 1-score game, 42-35, 10:43 left to go in the 4th. Do not go away. We got a barn burner.
Crowd ain't leaving this park.
The future is threatened by enemies often unrelenting, unexpected, and unpredictable. In the midst of an uncertain and evolving world, the need for Marines to defeat these shifting threats is critical.
Enemy drone down.
Because the need to ensure stability for our nation has never been greater.
Sending coordinates now.
When there are battles to win for America's future, there is one constant: Marines.
Blake Moser on that big 60-yard, 60-plus. Did you see a little onside kick? Did they get it? Yes! Lake Stevens recovers. Unbelievable. Number 45, the kicker, onsides it to himself and recovers it.
Talking about special teams, this entire game is like trying to create turnovers, etc. And Lake Stevens just created some of their own luck there with a very aggressive play call there to shoot for an onside kick with 10 minutes left. Wow.
Stole a possession.
Yeah, absolutely.
Stole a possession they had to have.
Yep, it's just like a turnover basically right there. Huge play by Lake Stevens.
I was just about to tell you that Moser with that big catch, he only comes into the ball game with 3 catches on the year like we talked about. Lake Stevens banged up, and next man up mentality coming up big on both sides here, but Lake Stevens now set to get back and tie this game with 10:41 left. Matson fakes it, rolls. He's got trouble. He eludes one tackler, now still on his feet, and he's going to try and get it out of bounds near the line of scrimmage, and they're going to mark him a little bit short.
Yeah, so if you're Mead now, you just got to settle down. Okay, look, we just gave up that big touchdown play. We just gave up an onside kick. Everyone just settle down, get back to playing defense, know what your job is, and do your job. Everything's going to be fine, guys.
Yeah, and they really did on that play right there. I mean, the defense had great coverage. Great coverage.
Nowhere to go with the ball. And
2nd and 12, Matson empty. Lamar in motion, fakes it to him. Now he's got trouble. Has to get rid of it. Lamar's wide open. He can't quite pick it off the turf. Incomplete. And it brings up 3rd and 12.
Matson under enormous pressure there. Actually, the last 2 plays he's been under enormous pressure. So Lake Stevens' offensive line's got to figure out how to give him a little bit more time. He's got some receivers to get it to, like on that particular play. But, man, when you're running for your life back there, it makes it awful tough to complete that pass.
And Mead brought an inside linebacker to add some of the pressure, and the other inside linebacker flowed so hard to the right. Nobody's out there for Lamar in the flat. They could get them the ball is all.
Yeah.
So 3rd down and 12. It's incorrect on your screen. Matson back to pass. Now has plenty of time. He's going to dump it down, in and out of the hands, going for Finney. Just couldn't quite hang. And that's going to leave a decision of 4th down and 12 yards to go, getting the great possession off the onside kick.
Yeah, I mean, we talked about Lake Stevens stealing a possession here. Now all of a sudden they find themselves facing a 4th down, which probably they're going to go for it here if they did the onside kick. It's going to be interesting to see what they do here. Most of the kickoff field possession has been around the 40 anyway, so you're only giving up about 11 yards. So I think they're going to go for it.
It looks like they are. 10-19 left to go in the game. Trying to move on to the final 8 in the state. Matson rolling. Extra protection. Has time. It's going to go. He's got number 2. He catches it at the 10, down inside the 5. Okiyama comes up big again.
Yet another receiver getting behind the defensive back for Lake Stevens, answering what Mead has done to them. And 4th and 11. What a massive play there for Lake Stevens.
And it's a hitch and go. Number 2 just stutter steps and stops the defender, and then he just keeps going right behind him.
You know, with man-to-man defense, that's what, one of the things that you're risking, right? I mean, stop and go is a tough route to defend man-to-man.
On the 4-yard line, 1st and goal. Lamar, can he have 4 touchdowns? Yes, he can. Touchdown, Vikings.
Wow. Brand new game. Wow.
Does it get any better than this, guys?
It does not.
What a Saturday delight. Unbelievable. You think both these teams want to move on? A 4-yard touchdown drive, and now the sideline must be feeling good, Ron Henthorn.
Oh, they're feeling great down there. Lots of smiles, lots of happiness. I mean, you can't believe what these kids are looking like back down here.
That's what happens when you score touchdowns, Ronnie.
Whistle there as Lucas Mooring coming in to tie this up, but we got a procedure call, and it's going to move them back, it looks like.
Coach, you were talking about how big these extra points get, and these are high school kickers, and we've already missed one, or Lake Stevens already missed one field goal today, right?
Yeah, they did, and this is, like I said, every point's big, so this is a huge attempt right here.
Sets up a 25-yarder. He missed from 28 at the end of the first half. Lucas Mooring. Hester the hold. The kick is up. And the kick is good, and we are tied with 9:48 left to go in the game.
Listen, all I got to say is Netflix has nothing on STSPN.
STSPN.
Well, this game actually feels like, if you did watch that Tyson fight, it was the fight before the Tyson fight when the girls were going at it. Wow.
Yeah.
That was something to watch.
For every generation, it has started with the call to serve. Discovering the purpose and the belonging earned with the title. Learning to dig deep and push through adversity together. Defending our nation and its people. It is a life of great worth and reward. But Marines are never really finished serving. Their commitment comes full circle, visible in communities across our country. This is Semper Fidelis, always faithful, always Marine, marking a path for the next generation.
There you go.
Squib.
Big bounce.
Squib kick here on the kickoff. It's taken by Mead. And
that one
they take him down, but that's Chase Plude, who's had a heck of a ball game.
And coach was just looked at me and just like, that was a shoestringer right there. that one could have gone.
Lake Stevens coach is on the sidelines. Tackle him!
Wow, the crowd's starting to get into it. Feeling the earthquake up here.
Stomping their feet, Lake Stevens. They want a chance at a three-peat. Keegan Mallon gets the handoff, and he is taken down very quickly. Once again, Doherty in there for Lake Stevens of 2.
It's good defense there when the offense snaps the ball and everything becomes a big pile of goo, and nobody can go anywhere. That's just good defense. People staying in their gaps.
Yeah, but what Mead's trying to do there is get him to suck in like that and take advantage of the outside. So they've got to be a little bit cautious on staying home, too.
There you go, Coach.
There is Lehman. He goes the right side. This time it's well played by the Vikings defense. They stretch it out. He'll get a gain of 2 or 3, but it brings up a big third.
That time the Lake Stevens linebackers did a much better job scraping and working their way out there. Hopefully they probably got a little bit of film or a little bit of huddle watching them, and coach is telling them the same thing. Like, you got to read your keys, you got to watch those guards.
Well, I'm sure they were reminding them on the sidelines, too, when they were going the wrong direction earlier in the game. Just read your keys, you guys, and you'll take you to the ball.
Yep.
Big 3rd and 5 for the Panthers. Fromm in motion. Fakes the handoff. JJ takes it on the right side. He's got a big Mead first down. He runs out of bounds at the 48.
Yeah, that was your traditional zone read right there. That looked like just literally pull and go with kind of zone blocking up front.
And a huge 3rd down. I know, Scott, that you said this is a big 3rd down, and you were right. That was, they had to get momentum back. I think that they were going to lose this game if they didn't get that first down.
100%, Coach.
Aside from a football game, guys, there's a big feast going on down here in the grandstands. All the concession stand kids are out here with popcorn and hamburgers and pizzas, free for everybody who wants one.
Oh, hey, now bring them up. Fromm gets the handoff, cuts a few tackles, gets across the 50 now into Vikings territory, and sets up a 2nd and manageable.
Yeah, offensive line for me, the last 2 plays have really, really done an outstanding job for their football team here. Running backs being patient, finding a nice little seam to get up in there and make good yardage. So,
which defense is going to make the play that's going to turn the tide of this game?
Yeah, seems like we've been saying that here for 2.5 quarters now.
Yeah.
A long drive for me. This is their 6th play of the drive. They've been scoring under 4. This time J.J. Lehman's going for McShane. Can't come down with it. Great coverage for Lake Stevens, number 2. Okiyama doing it on both sides, and McShane almost had another big catch.
That actually was a perfect ball, and Okiyama made an outstanding defensive play right there. Got his right hand up, deflected that football. Man, huge play for Lake Stevens right there.
Yeah, you said it. He was right in phase, right where he's supposed to be. Got his head turned around right when he should and tipped the ball away. And the Lake Stevens defense has been letting receivers get behind it, but not that time.
Yeah, big play.
3rd and 4 now on the Viking side of the field. Maybe not a do or die. They get it to Max. Max has just scored every time. Oh, what a face! He goes! Max! Are you kidding me? He's finally cut down at the 4-yard line, maybe the 3. As the rain starts pumping down, they can't stop Fuaga, and there's a player down. Take another look at that. This kid is unbelievable, guys.
Counter tray. There you go.
Yeah, I mean, again, it's the same thing. I mean, if you follow where the linemen are going, that's where the play goes. And They are just
exerting,
they're just exerting their will up front and just opening up these huge running lanes.
And both offensive lines are doing that. It comes back to which defense is going to step up and make a play in this game.
And do we still have? Yeah, we still have a Mead player down. It's either McShane or was it?
Well, they don't want to lose that.
Max.
They don't want to lose
yeah.
McShane.
No, they don't want to miss either of them. For Agua, he has been unbelievable, and that's McShane. That's their big time. He was down there blocking for his teammate, and hopefully McShane's all right.
Like he's walking around a little bit there, gingerly.
Ron, it looks like from up here on our monitor that the rain has really started to come down now.
Oh, well, not too much. About the same as it was.
Third and goal. Keegan Matlin, is he in?
Wow.
I think so.
Do the whole
Still no signal.
Nope. He's going to be shut big out.
Touchdown, Panthers. We see the signal. And just like that, they're up a score one more time.
Direct snap lead right up the middle. Nothing really fancy there. Just following his blocks and just pushing his way in. Kind of a high school version of tush push to the right.
I was just going to say, that's a little tush push.
Rugby scrum.
I call it a butt shove.
And yet you can't say that on air.
6 plays as Donovan Damiano on. Boy, that's a low burner, but it gets through. And they are up 7 once again, 49-42.
Didn't have to worry about them getting those offensive numbers up there, Scott.
It has been unbelievable. It has been a track meet here as the sun starts to go down here at Lake Stevens High School. My goodness, we'll take a quick break. We'll be back to see how this one finishes. 7:22 right here on STSPN.
When you buy tires at Les Schwab, you're getting more than just tires. You're getting America's best tire warranty, 60-day satisfaction guarantee, no hassle road hazard protection, and free maintenance for the life of your tires. So if something happens to your tire on the road, we'll fix it, or we'll replace it, no questions asked. Other places make you pay extra for that kind of protection, but at Les Schwab, it's included with every set of tires, because more warranty means less worry, and nobody stands by their tires like Les Schwab. Get more from Les.
Yeah.
Back here, Scott Ohsman in the coach's corner here. Rich Bardue, Steve Hannon, longtime high school coaches. As you see the Panthers, this has been just punch for punch. And if you're head coach Tom Try, what are you saying to your D coordinator, Rich Bardue?
I think he's just got to keep, telling them, look, you've got to calm down. You've got to read your keys, and it's going to take you where the ball's going. I mean, Mead is not doing anything fancy, but boy, are they executing really well. And again, the linemen are going to take you to where they're going. They are just pounding it down the throat of Lake Stevens, and in doing so. So it's all about execution, nothing fancy.
Yeah, I doubt that the coach is talking to his defensive corner about what he's calling. I bet he's calling his defensive players over and saying, guys, we've worked on this play all week. We know that they run counter Trey, and how did we stop it all week in practice? That's what you need to do right now. Well, let's see. Hey, now we got the purple team on offense. So
7:22 left in this one. Rain or no rain, they are throwing the rock around the yard. 1st and 10 now from their own 35-yard line. Colton Matson. He's going to go deep again. One-on-one coverage. Did he catch it? I think he did. Unbelievable catch down at the 38.
He's still down there.
And he is. Is that Moser?
Yeah, it's a heck of a catch, Scott. I mean, that was, talk about a tight window that Matson put it in there, and just an incredible catch.
Yeah, why would he choose to throw this ball? He is well covered.
PI, everything probably there, too.
Yes.
That's just incredible catch. All hands with a wet football. Super impressive. Probably knocked the wind out of him when he came down on top of the ball.
I was thinking the same thing. It might be a quick one here. He's up now. He's walking. He looks good.
Blake Moser has been sensational today. The backup quarterback, just a sophomore, only had 3 catches for 14 yards coming into this game.
Attaboy, growing up.
And he has been tremendous.
of football in this field. That's probably one of the top catches I've ever seen on the ball field, quite honestly. That is a tough catch.
That was a shoestring in a driving rain. They have those gloves, and sometimes they hurt you, sometimes they help you. A huge first down play. Now they get it to Jayshon Lamar. Lamar with 4 touchdowns today in this game. He gets up to the 35-yard line.
Just slithers his way up there and picks up 5.
This game is starting to feel like whoever has the ball last and scores last is going to win this football game.
It does, yes.
I was thinking the exact same thing. Now, there are some kids that go both ways on both teams, so they got to be getting tired.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, 100%. Adrenaline's going to be kicking in here, though, too, as well.
2nd and 6 at the Mead 35. Matson gets it to Lamar, and Lamar just kind of leans forward, and he'll set up a 3rd and 2 or 3.
Yeah, that could have been a lot worse. Mead blitzed their left inside linebacker through B gap, and Lamar ran right through A gap. And they were like 2 ships passing in the night right there, and someone got a hold of his shoe on the way through the hole.
Give credit, as we talked before the game, the kids who are running on and off and wiping down these balls is critical.
It is.
For both sides. 3rd and 3. Lamar. And he falls just enough, and he will get a Vikings critical first down.
Great job by the offensive line of Lake Stevens. They're just getting enough push. I mean, we've joked about Netflix and all that, but this really does feel like a heavyweight fight, and both teams are just playing really, really hard with everything they got in the trenches. It's unreal.
Yeah, it's almost one of those, you hate to see a team lose this game.
100%.
Now to the Mead 28-yard line, 1st and 10 to go. Lamar, he gets it. Up front, has room, stumbles, bumbles his way down to the 12 or 13-yard line, and he took a lot of Panthers with him.
No shoestring tackle there, Coach. Kind of the same thing that Mead did a couple plays earlier. And Lake Stevens just blocked zone right up front and got to level 2 a little bit, and just a missed tackle by number 33 there, just missed his shoestring.
Garrett Miller ended up bringing him down for the Panthers. Another 1st and 10. Lamar finds a hole, cuts in, and he's chopped down. Touchdown saving tackle there by Landon Thomas, or else he has his 5th touchdown of this game.
Neither team has answers on defense. You're watching what Mead now is trying to do is bring players with blitzes to get to the running back before he gets them. And it's just leaving running room for the running backs of Lake Stevens.
Well, you're going to hand the ball to on the next play, guys.
Yeah.
Yeah, the real question is if they put it in here, do they go for 2 at this point in the game? That's going to be an interesting decision.
It will be.
Lamar has had 18 before. Tonight he has 4. I give it to him. And they do. Lamar's in. Touchdown, Vikings.
Again, great job up front by the offensive line of Lake Stevens. And Lamar just finding a crease and popping it in there. Clearly they're going to just go for the single point here, but dang, they sure moved the ball well on the ground there once they got it to the 40-yard line.
Yeah, I had a coach ask me at a clinic once, so what's your best goal line defense, coach? And I said, don't let them on the goal line because it's tough once they get down there.
Lucas Mooring on for the extra try. Pester doing a great job with the holds. The snaps in, the holds down, the kick is up, and the kick is good. And once again, a broken record tonight with 4:30 left. We're all tied up. Somebody wants to move on to the Final 8 in 4A, headed to Husky Stadium in the state championship.
Unbelievable.
In 1934, Bickford Ford opened their doors in Snohomish, Washington, and they've been an active part of the community ever since. So when you're looking for a new Ford truck, SUV, or hybrid, or if you want to take advantage of your current car's value, start at the place you can trust, the one that's been around for 89 years and is Western Washington's #1 volume Ford dealership. Family-owned Bickford Ford on Bickford Avenue in Snohomish or online at bickford.net.
God's play, but nobody can stop God's play. As we're back here, I was just talking offline. When you get to gold line, that's the joke, right?
Yeah. Oh.
And here's another squibber. It's taken and it's received and possessed cleanly there for Mead. Ashton Uran, the 6'1 senior, takes care of business there. Once again, both teams, great field position all night long.
And the kickoffs have just been as entertaining as anything.
Yeah. Ronnie?
All right, 4:30 left to go in the game, coaches. What do we do here if it goes to overtime?
Oh, it's Kansas City tiebreaker. So each team gets the ball one time starting at the 25, and we'll see who comes out on top.
All right, all you fans heard that. That's what's going to happen, hopefully.
Here we go. Just a handoff one more time.
Good job on
Keegan
defense.
Mallon, yes.
Blake Stevens plugging everything up front right there. Really good job.
Yeah, and I think Mead is setting something up to the edge. You know what I mean, Coach? I think they're pound, and then something to the edge.
Yeah, they've done that all night long. It's been a lot here recently. It's been the quarterback keeping it and heading to the edge.
I mean, no defense has gotten a stop.
It's been amazing.
Since the 4th series of the game. Fromm fakes it, and JJ takes it up. Lehman will get short of the first down. 3 more yards to go, and 3rd and 3 coming up.
Well, I thought he was going to get more than that, too. Good job stopping him before he could get that first down. Another big 3rd down right here.
3rd and short.
Wow, what a decision to make if he doesn't get it. When he comes up a yard short, Coach, what do you do?
Probably have to go for it, quite
Can't
honestly,
punt it.
at this.
You
Yeah.
can't give it to their team, can you?
No, I think you got to go for it. I think you got to. I mean, your offense has been the strength of the team clearly since the first quarter.
Fromm goes in motion, and they get it to Max, but Max is caught up. Keegan Howard comes up with the biggest defensive play for the Vikings.
Biggest play of the game right there as far as I'm concerned. That is a huge play. Now, I don't know if they go for it. They may. He's getting a lot of forward progress there with the spot of the ball here. But, yeah, it looks like they might. Looks like they're going to punt. But what a massive play by Keegan Howard. Holy cow. Momentum changing, potentially, moving on to the next round type of defensive play.
Right. And you've been tooting that for a little while now. Which defense is going to make a play? And it came from number 7, right?
Yep.
Lehman punts it, just a straight ball. Okiyama takes it at the 22. Makes a man miss. Running up the near side, stays in bound, and he's finally brought down at the 40-yard line by J.J. Lehman. And also number 40 for the Panthers, Isaac Knecht.
Oh, there's a flag on the field, Coach.
You block in the back again, or he's doing that hand signal.
Little Tim Boyle special here in the playoff football.
Shout out to our buddy Tim Boyle, longtime STSPN.
It was funny.
Analyst.
Funny, Coach was saying, boy, they've got a really generous spot there on that previous play, and you and Tim have been moaning about the officials putting the ball.
Not me.
Where are they putting that ball? He's brought him down way back there.
15-yard penalty.
Wow.
Big penalty right there.
I didn't catch that. What was that, Ronnie? Did you see it?
I was a block in the back, yeah.
Boy, that is.
So that Mead punt was the first punt since the first quarter and their second possession of the ball game.
Wow.
If I'm Blake Stevens, I keep running the ball. They had a lot of success. They got time on the clock, 3 timeouts. They don't want to turn the ball over here. I just run the ball a little bit here and get better field position, then maybe look at opening it up.
They've proven they can drive the ball with 2 minutes to go.
Mattson goes over to Moser. Moser still on his feet and finally falls to the ground at the 30-yard line. A huge pickup erases the penalty and a Vikings first down.
And that's just a extended running play. It's just a screen play to the outside. It's very safe passing play, and they got a lot of yards.
Yeah, I mean, Coach tried 2 state championships. I mean, great play call. He wants to win this game. I mean, he's gonna call plays to win the game right here.
If it wasn't for Braden Powers, 1 and white, he might be gone. Flags, whistles.
Encroachment. He pointed that way. It looked like the sideline official.
I saw. Looks like they're all talking about it right now, which way it's going. Looks like they're going against Lake Stevens this time.
Yeah, sideline official kind of pointed towards Mead there. That was interesting.
Yeah.
Procedure against Lake Stevens. Now, in the first half, they were plagued with a lot of penalties, kind of cleaned it up here in the second half.
The penalties didn't slow them down, though.
No, it didn't. I mean, we got 49-49 on the board with a $1:52 left to go in this game.
Goodness gracious.
Now pushes them back. So they got to get to the 40-yard line for a first down, but still first down, plenty of time. Matson, Jayshon Lamar to the left. Matson's going to pass. He goes deep, far sideline. Caught! Once again, Okiyama with a huge catch. Plued on the coverage.
Great ball by Matson. Absolutely great ball, leading him to the sideline where the receiver had leverage and just dropped it right in the basket. Huge play. So much for the running the football.
You know, and that's a wheel route, and that is where he wanted to go with that ball from the beginning, and he laid it right in there.
Akiyama had to adjust there at the last second, but now in Mead territory. And Matson going to keep it. Cuts up and just tripped up. And he crosses down to the 30. Good shoestringer there by Cooper Daines for Mead.
Really like the play call there. Keeping it in the quarterback's hands. You know, when you're running the quarterback, you have actually a one-man advantage against the defense, and I like that play call. Minute and a half left here. In 3 timeouts, no hurry for Lake Stevens. They got plenty of time.
Colton Matson, the state championship. They won 2 in a row. Been 4 of the last 5. Jayshon Lamar, 5 touchdowns tonight. He bowls over Panthers. He goes out of bounds at the 18.
Yeah, time no longer a factor here. In fact, Lake Stevens would like to use some time probably before they finish off this game.
Yeah, at some point here, Mead might start using some of their timeouts, quite honestly.
Correct.
Well, with 3 timeouts left and Lamar in the backfield, you're going to run this ball every time until you can't.
I'm with you, brother.
100%.
Lamar's got 4 touchdowns. I think I put 5 down. He's only got 4.
That's a good timeout.
That is a Mead Panther timeout. We'll step away as we got to talk about possibilities here. We have our Adrenaline Fundraiser Player of the Game and our Les Schwab Lineman of the Night. Now a word from McDaniel's Do-It Center.
McDaniel's Do-It Center is located in beautiful Snohomish, Washington. Locally owned and operated for over 40 years, they are proud to provide the Snohomish Valley with exceptional hardware, tools, lawn and garden, and sporting goods products. Their commitment to delivering legendary customer service and their outstanding employees continue to make McDaniel's the best and one of the most recognized Do-It-Best centers in the nation. Stop by and experience for yourself the difference between McDaniel's and the big box stores. Discover why so many people are choosing to shop at McDaniel's.
First and 10 for Lake Stevens. Moser goes in motion. Get it to Lamar. Lamar stutter steps. Now he's just dragging Panthers still on the ground. Finally pushes off Garrett Miller, who finds him down, the 6'3", 225 junior. And the Vikings are rolling.
Things are looking good if you're a Viking fan.
Under a minute to go, all tied up.
Clock is running again.
Yeah, not using their timeout. Kind of surprising.
Yeah,
50 seconds left to go. 2 timeouts for Panthers.
No, they're running time off the clock.
And now there's a timeout called by the Panthers. That could have done a little bit quicker, possibly.
Yeah, indecision. Probably trying to force Lake Stevens, quite honestly, to do it at the high school level here. But
why isn't Lake Stevens running a play there? Why are they?
They're running time off the clock, I think, trying to just force them to use their timeouts left, I believe is what they're doing. So they've got 1 left. So same thing. Probably going to run the ball here. Probably get them to use their final timeout. You still have 3 timeouts if you're Lake Stevens with the ball inside the 10-yard line.
So what do you think head coach Tom Try, who runs the offense there, what's he calling here? What does he want to do, Rich?
I think he's going to run the ball. I think it's going to Lamar or potentially just Matson running the ball again. You know what I mean? Keep it in the quarterback hands. But I think something fairly conservative here and force Mead to use their final timeout. Again, Lake Stevens has got plenty of time. Just play clean football. No penalties here. That's going to be the big thing. No penalties.
Just no reason to put the ball in the air in danger at all right here. Not with how effective you've run the ball up to this point.
No.
Hey, here we go. 43.3 seconds left to go. All tied up. Ball at the 8-yard line. 1st and goal. Senior Colton Matson trying to draw him off sides. The Lake Stevens crowd wanted a call. High snap, Matson. He gets it, but he eludes a tackler still on his feet. Matson just falls forward and slides to the 5-yard line. Oh, my. An unbelievable play of the game. Colton Matson, the juggler.
Incredible play by, that could have been disastrous for Lake Stevens. Matson's athleticism, not only to get the football after the mishandling there, but then to turn around and get the ball back and pick up yards and force Mead to use their final timeout. Potentially game-saving play there by Colton Matson.
I'm surprised he didn't throw a touchdown off of that.
Right.
2nd and goal still. They still have 6 yards to go. This one coming down to the wire, 33 seconds left to go. We're hope you've enjoyed this one on STSPN.
Wow, this has been as good of a playoff game as you could have hoped for.
It's been remarkable, absolutely remarkable. We'll go down to Ron the Wedge Henthorn with our Adrenaline Fundraiser Player of the Game at the conclusion of the ball game. Stick with us for that. Also, our Les Schwab Lineman of the Night. And our coach's corner here is going to have to figure out who gets what. We'll sort it out. And you could give it to all these teams. What performance by both teams tonight?
Yeah.
Yeah, no turnovers here. Obviously, we're close to one there. Hopefully that towel dried the ball well here for Lake Stevens. That's what you're looking for.
Yeah, do you go under center? Matson, he knows the shotgun. That's what he likes. Gets it to Lamar. Lamar's tripped up, and he's down at the 4. Clock ticking, but the Panthers can't stop it. And the Vikings might have to take a timeout.
They might just be setting up for a field goal and win the game. They might let the clock run down, Coach.
No,
and there it is. With 18 seconds, they call a timeout.
With that wet football.
3rd and goal here from the 6, Rich.
Yeah, with that wet football, I think, if you can run the ball in here and obviously take that variable out of the equation, I think that's what they obviously would prefer to do. But, yeah, where the football is sitting right now, you're in pretty good shape either way, right, Coach?
Yeah.
You try to run the ball here, conservative play, hopefully probably up the middle, and then if it doesn't work out, take your chances with a field goal.
Yeah, you're holding your breath, right? You're just you're Tom trying. You're just like, I'm going to run the ball here. Would you please just score? I don't want to send the field goal out there to win a playoff game with 5 seconds on the clock and the wet and the muck. Let's just score the touchdown.
And defensive coordinator extraordinaire, Coach Hannon, what is Coach Stamps, what's he telling his kids there, trying to a goal line stance?
Yeah, you got to secure the tackle, number 1, and once the tackle is secured, the next guy in there's got to get that ball out. You've got to get the ball on the turf right here.
They may sell out in the middle too, Mead might, so it could open up something to the edge if Lake Stevens wants to try to do that as well.
4 yards to go, 18.3 seconds to go. 3rd down, 3rd and goal. Lamar to his right. Matson takes it, fakes the handoff. They're going for a pass. They go to Lamar. It's tipped. It's incomplete. It's tipped by Chase Plood. What a play by Plood.
Tight window to throw the ball there. I think he was pretty well covered. Not really much room for error there. So here we go. We're going to come down to a field goal here.
But exactly what you talked about, Coach, is they're going to be plugging up the middle for Lamar to run the ball. So let's see if we can't get a cheap one here on the corner.
Yeah, great coverage by Mead, picking that up, recognizing that they may throw the ball there.
Great job.
So here we go, come down to this.
Oh, my goodness.
A lot of mechanics in motion here. It's going to be...
And Mead has been close a couple times.
Basically a 21-yard field goal. Lucas Mooring. Hold the snap. The kick is up. And it is good!
Wow.
Lake Stevens, and the time's running out, and they're going to move on.
Well, they've got
clock should stop
there.
Yeah,
they got to kick the ball off. Wow.
Yeah, there's probably...
They're going to go back up and put some more time on the clock.
11 seconds, it looks like, from what he's signaling there.
That sounds about right.
And how about Lucas Mooring wanting a T-shirt?
Yeah,
with a game-winning field goal.
Yeah, we don't want to disregard the kickers in a moment like that.
Mass production T-shirts are what we need.
I'll give you a couple numbers. Unless something unforeseen happens here on this next play, well, we need a couple of numbers for the Vikings there.
All right. There's 11 seconds left, so nothing absolutely final yet. The Mead Panthers still have life. This has been one for the ages, gentlemen.
Really great game.
52-49.
Lineman of the game, I'll throw something out here. What about the center, offensive center for Lake Stevens with the wet ball all game and pretty good snaps the entire game? That's not an easy thing to do.
Great call. That's Tilghman.
You on board with that?
No, I'm sorry. That's Luke Baird. Check that.
Number 74.
But Lucas Mooring got some work to do, and the Panthers still have a chance with 11 seconds, no timeouts. They do a scribber on the ground. It's picked up at the 21-yard line. It's Pluth, and Pluth just goes down, and it's going to leave him 7.2 seconds on the clock. And I'm looking for number 8, McShane.
Is he back out there?
Yeah,
I think he is, yes.
Yeah, and Lake Stevens, you'd want to talk about prevent, nothing behind you, just nothing over the top. That's all they got.
Same thing with the Washington Commanders and the Chicago Bears. The Hail Mary, we've already had one.
Can't do it. The defensive back should be at 25 yards right here and going backwards at the snap of the ball.
J.J. Lehman. The heralded senior, number 3 back there. And here we go. Handles the snap. Goes over. Tries to get it to the flea flicker or the Landon Thomas. It falls incomplete. Still 2.1 on the board.
That's exactly what they had set up there, was a flea flicker.
Or the hook and ladder.
Yeah, hook and lateral, sorry. But, hook and lateral set up there. That's exactly what they had. And just overthrew his receiver there a little bit.
Just got to catch the first one and then see what happens.
2.1 seconds left.
What do they call this on red zone? Is it pitchy woo woo?
This is hocus pocus magic. Rain coming down hard. J.J. Lehman, and now Lake Stevens wants to talk about it.
I think that's a good timeout. No reason you can't take them home with you and use them next week. So good job by Lake Stevens. Let's call the timeout.
Yeah, and I think
he made a mistake.
And I think Lake Stevens, the other thing they've got to be really aware of here is possibly spying the quarterback for Mead. They got to keep an eye on him, because if he busts loose, he could score. He could score.
Here's the debate. Do you put pressure on these situations? Do you try and basically pressure the quarterback and take that risk? Or do you just prevent defense? You put 5, 6, 8 guys on the touchdown line back.
Yeah, I think you have a linebacker spy and you drop everyone else spy the quarterback and then drop everyone else. 2 seconds left. they need to go over the top. They need a hook and lateral like they were setting up before. They need something pretty special here.
I mean, JJ's good. I don't know if he's got a 70-yard pass in his bag.
Yeah, I think that the last play was the one that Lake Stevens really had to stop. You can see, look at them now, they're 30 yards back at the corner position on the trip side.
Here we go. JJ rolls out. He's going to have to let her rip. He does. Ball's up. And is it caught?
It is, but it doesn't
Caught by Finney! Lake Stephen closes the door on the mighty Panthers, and they're heading to the round of 8 one more year.
Wow.
What a football game. What an absolute great football. And we talked about it early in the first half, which team was going to make a defensive stop. And ultimately it came down to Lake Stevens. And in the first half, they had a turnover and some big penalties, and then the other turnover in the third quarter to begin it. But then after that, onside kick to change the possession, to tie the game up, and then to turn around and get the big defensive stop. Those two plays became very, very big, leading Lake Stevens to the victory.
We need an adrenaline player of the game.
Colton Matson's my vote, Coach.
Yeah, Colton Matson.
Colton Matson. That is Colton Matson, the quarterback, Ronnie.
Number
12. Number 12 in the purple. Colton Matson, our lineman of the night, is going to be Luke Baird, number 74, our Les Schwab lineman of the night. 6'1", 230 senior. Luke Baird, the center, in absolutely dire conditions. But let's just take a pause here, gentlemen. Congratulations to the Mead Panthers, Coach Stamps. They had a tough season last year. They haven't been to the playoffs in many years, and this team is outstanding, and they gave Lake Stevens absolutely everything they had.
Yeah, they took them right to the limit, that's for sure, and just left it all on the field. I mean, like Coach said earlier, you kind of hate to see any team lose in a scenario like this because they both played so well and just left it all on the field. And for a lot of those Mead seniors, that was it. That's the end of their football career right here. But holy cow, what a game to remember the rest of their lives to go out with. Jeez.
And they can watch it for the rest of time right here on STSPN, which is so cool. Complimentary football here, playoff football. So we're waiting for Ron the Wedge Henthorn down there in the driving rain and cold. I tell you, the guy's phenomenal. Our 13th season here doing high school prep football and sports. Follow us on all the social channels, and you can, if you haven't subscribed yet to our YouTube, STSPN, check it out. Give us a like, give us a review. Hope you've enjoyed this unbelievable game, bringing it to you here on playoff football as we'll wait for Ron Henthorn and Tom Try. Rich Bardue, he does it one more time.
Yeah, Tom is a gifted play caller, to say the least. And he ice in his veins, I guess you could say. I mean, he made some plays, some calls there late in the game, throwing the ball, moving the ball down the field that ultimately tied the game, and then turned around and kept the pressure on that led to the game-winning field goal. Just absolutely ice in his veins. I mean,
and there he is.
Yeah, that's a memorable win that just took place tonight. It may not, be the state championship, which obviously they've won last couple of years, but I guarantee you that this is a memorable one. And he remembers a lot of football games. It's
I can
shocking.
only imagine. We don't know right now. Trying to get a score and see if they're going to face Chewana or Puyallup next weekend, next Friday or Saturday, the 22nd or 23rd. That's a Thanksgiving treat there. As you see Tom Try, the head coach here, been just spectacular. 4 of the 5 last years. They beat Kennedy Catholic in the quarterfinals, and Kamaika in the semis. Grand Kapowison, they won for the state title 31-6, and Colton Matson had an outstanding game.
Well, Coach was talking about, Coach Try making those calls, those passing plays there to really win the game and seal it. But you got to have a lot of confidence in the guy taking that snap to make those calls from the sidelines as well.
100%, Coach. It's still ultimately, Colton's our player of the game, but I mean, the tough part is you had Lamar running the ball really well.
4 touchdowns.
Yeah.
How's that? Is that pretty good?
Yeah, multiple receivers making incredible catches down the stretch. So, talk about a team effort and just gutting it out and, that will to win, right? I mean, but this is your traditional, really, really, really good football game that came down to 2 or 3 plays, and it really, really did.
And a high school kicker's foot, a 21-yard field goal in the driving lane. Let's go down to Ron.
Down here. Hey, babe, but down here with the player of the game here, Colton Madsen. Colton, tell me a little bit about that game down there.
That's just adversity, man, to its fullest. I mean, we came out, battling shots on shots, but we just battled each other out, and, the adversity just went a long ways, and it was just a game full of righteousness.
Okay, and how in the line down there, you were the what football game down there tonight?
It had some challenges, but we got through it one play at a time. Pulled it off a win.
Was the ball a little slippery?
A little bit, but wasn't too bad.
Not too bad. All right, I got some T-shirts here for you guys. Let me get them out here for you.
Sweet.
We want to shout out down there tonight.
Shout out all my family, man, for showing up. Shout out to my girlfriend. Shout out to my dog. Shout out to God, man. We wouldn't be here without him.
Shout out to your dog.
Yeah.
What's your dog's name?
Coda, Ruger, and Odie.
How about you? Shout outs.
Shout out to my family, my parents, my girlfriend, my brother. Thank you.
Yeah, you got a dog too?
Nah, I have cats.
Cats don't talk back.
Exactly.
Hold those shirts out in front of you there.
All right. Point it to the
Scott, baby, we got the big player of the game down
That's
here.
right.
Colton Madsen.
Our adrenaline fundraiser, player of the game. We're waving to you guys. What a game. I know you can't hear us, but boy, did they put on an entertaining show.
Fantastic.
All right, guys. Thanks a lot. Good luck to you in the state playoff game.
Appreciate
Good
it.
game.
Thank you.
Good luck next game.
Thank you a lot. We appreciate it.
All right, Scott, back to you, babe.
All right, Ron the Wedge Henthorn. Nobody breaks into a crowd like the Wedge, gentlemen.
That's what he does.
Unbelievable game tonight, and Lake Stevens will move on to the final 8, and we'll see where they end up if they can three-peat as state champions December 7th at Husky Stadium or not. But I don't know if you want to wrap it up in one sentence here.
I got Tom.
Oh, you got Tom Try? Okay, I was waiting.
Appreciate you, Kevin.
All right, Tom, turn around here. Man, you covered some pines and needles there, or whatever you call it, And what did you think about that game tonight?
Well, it was playoff football at its finest. We just never quit. Defense was struggling a little bit. They're really good with their misdirection. Their quarterback was a lot faster than we even give him credit. I mean, we knew they were going to run the ball, but he was even bigger and faster than we thought, and so we struggled with that a little bit. We gave up some deep balls we shouldn't have gave up. But our kids just never quit and just kept battling, and we were able to catch a break with the onside and get the ball back after we had scored and had the momentum, went down, scored again, and tied it up. And you could kind of feel the momentum shift at that point. They were kind of playing on their heels, and they started getting tired, and our guys had all the momentum and energy. And so at that point, I was like, oh, I think we might get them here. And sure enough, we were able to march the ball one more time down the field and kick a field goal there right at the end of the game just to win it. So
Were you pretty nervous toward the end of the game there?
I don't know if I'd call it nervous, just because. Yeah, I mean, I was, but you don't have time to be nervous. Yeah, I'm calling plays and I'm trying to get kids to line up, so I don't have really time for that, because during the game it's just how do we get our kids in the right spot to go make plays? And so, yeah, you feel those nerves and you feel that anxiousness, but at the same time, you don't really have time for it because we're just trying to score and get the ball back. Score and get the ball back. Let's go. What kind of play can we run versus their man coverage? What can we attack the middle because they're taking the edge away? And just things like that are rolling through your head the whole game.
Yeah, tough game to work on in your head. But tell me about the end of the game there. What were you looking for, that field goal at the end, or were you trying to get that score in there?
Well, we absolutely trying to score a touchdown. With this weather, and people don't know this, but our kicker was in the hospital until Wednesday this week because he's got pneumonia, and so he hasn't practiced or taken any PATs or field goals really. Yesterday was the first and only day he really had a chance to kick it all, and he's still coughing and not feeling very well, and we already missed one field goal tonight, and with this weather, it's windy, it's rainy. We were trying to score a touchdown. We had Jay Sean in the end zone, and they did a really good job of just getting their hand on the ball on that third down play, and at that point, now we do gonna have to kick a field goal to try to win it. So
that was a gutsy call to call a pass on that last play there.
Hey, Well,
that's what coaches do, right?
At this point in time, when you're down 14 in the fourth quarter and you got all the momentum, you bet we're going to try and go for the kill.
All right, Tom, good luck to you in state next game, and we don't know who that is yet, but you'll find out in a little while.
Yep, it's either Chiawana or Puyallup, so we'll see how that game went, and whoever it is, we'll bounce back and do the best job we can and get ready to go and play next week.
All right, good luck to you, man. Thank you.
Appreciate it. Thank you so much.
All right, Scott, wrap it up for me, Abe.
All right, man. The best. The absolute best. That's a great interview. Tom Try, absolutely the wedge, getting the most out of everybody every single time. Unbelievable game. I tell you, we got to get a T-shirt to that kicker. We got to get something to Lucas Mooring. Hearing that story about he's in the hospital, he's got pneumonia. He was spectacular tonight. Pester putting the hold down, the snapper. A lot going on with kicks, Coach Bardue.
Yeah, I mean, it obviously a big part. The missed field goal. I mean, you're kind of sitting there thinking, wow, if they would make that, and then it takes all the pressure off that last drive. He missed it. It's rainy. It's tough out there. It's high school football. You know what? It is what it is at that point. You know, Lake Stevens puts together a great final drive, trying to get it in the end zone, don't, and then leave it, you know, up to the kicking game again in just very difficult conditions. Yeah, and then you throw on top of it that, you know, he had pneumonia and all that. Wow. Yeah, we got to get him a T-shirt. I agree, Coach, or agree, Scott.
Yeah, well, it has been a great season. The 2024 season of high school football coverage here on STSPN is concluded, and we couldn't have done it any better with an absolute barn burner bonanza. The Lake Stevens Vikings ending up winning 50-49. For Ron the Wedge Henthorn, our executive producer Todd Elvig, a 5-tool player running the board, Coach Hannon, Coach Bardue, Scott Ohsman saying, so long, Lake Stevens goes for the three-peat one more time. Good night, everybody.
Yeah, that was...